Bobby, what's happening in the seconds as we get closer towards the ones at 2 o'clock?
Yeah, Myrtleford are just having a shot on goal at the moment, and they're just pushing towards a 110-point lead here, which they've kicked the goal number 24. 24-19, 147 to 6-3, 39. A little bit of a touch-up in the seconds there for the Saints. They've had a really commanding win, and as I said a little bit earlier, they're playing a really good brand of footy, and hopefully that's a good sign of things to come with the game later on.
A few shout-outs to give. We've got a few people tuning in this afternoon. You've got Steve Owen, the former Corowa coach, who, of course, is heading down to watch the A-League Grand Final this afternoon.
Very good, Melbourne, yes.
Believe it or not, there's a spare seat next to him, and someone was meant to fill that. Anyway,
Gus McLeod.
Story for another day.
Filthy.
Aloisi.
Yes, for a place in the World Cup. But the man who called that, by the way, Simon Hill.
Great caller.
Today's his last game of football calling in Australia. He's moving back home. He's got been finally given an opportunity to call football in England.
Not with the great man, Martin Tyson.
I'd say he'd be doing championship stuff.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Simon Hill, absolute superstar. Other people to give a shout out to. A couple of mates of mine are up in the high country tuning into Edge FM. They're in the Myrtleford Alpine Valley.
Great.
Mick Ronan and Ethan Johnson. Great to have you guys.
Do they know your friends? Do they know your friends, or you just made that up?
No. But I grew up across the road from them.
So okay, yeah, friends. I thought you might have made that up.
And there's another man tuning in. I believe he's in
One other man.
Yeah, one of the men. That's everyone tuning in.
We got 4.
In A. Holbrook.
Yes.
Socky O'Connor. Good afternoon to you, Socky.
Yes.
Socky.
Interesting text message that comes through from Sock. I think he's a mate of mine. I've paid him enough, so he should be. He asked the question, if Murray and Broomhead aren't the best 2 players, Gus, who are the best 2 players?
Well, if you tune into O&M Live, the Round That Was podcast on Monday, I'll reveal all. And I won't be overly harsh on anyone, but...
Make sure you give Sock a spray, mate, please.
Sammy Murray's in my top 3. Boys, before we go to the break, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of games today around the traps. You've got Yarrawonga and North Albury at Mutton Park. Who wins that one?
North Albury. Yarrawonga a little bit off the pace at the moment. Hoppers at home should take that one out.
Yeah, I tend to agree there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Raiders and the Albury Tigers. Should be the Albury Tigers there.
Yes.
Should be.
Yes.
Corowa and the Rovers, the Crezza Cup.
I think the Rovers are an outstanding unit, and they're starting to prove that week in, week out. This will be good test for the Corowa Footy Club, and you always want to measure yourself against the best, so they'll walk away from this going, right, we know where we are, we know where to improve, and they'll probably learn some stuff as well in regards to game style and how they got to play to be successful in this competition.
And what about Wang and Lavy? Gee, up at the Lavy Sports Ground, that one's an arm wrestle.
Yeah, you go there, Luke.
Yeah, no, that should be a great game of football, shouldn't it? Panthers versus Maggies. I actually went with the Maggies because I went with the Panthers. I actually, believe it or not, thought it was at the showground. So I went with the Maggies, and then I had a look, and it's actually at Lavington. So
You've done your researches again.
Certainly did.
I selected Wang to win that. I just think that they're thereabouts, and the power ranking sort of suggests that during the week with the 2 boys on their podcast as well. So I'm on the Magpie train, but there's just something about the Lavy boys that they just don't seem to go away. And I think the young fellas, they'll have a couple of good wins before the season's out, and they'll be pushing hard for that 5th spot.
They just need to click. Lavy, that's all they got to do. Righto, there's pre-game done and dusted here on O&M Live. On the other side of the break, it's the Bulldog and the Saints on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Live on Edge FM.
Welcome back to Martin Park in Wodonga. Gus McLeod, Bob Jackson and Luke Francis with you on 102.1 Edge FM for our O&M Live match of the day. It's the Bulldogs and the Saints here at Martin Park. And I tell you what, boys, it's a sun-bathed venue. Bobby J, thanks to 40 Winks. Who's on that stat sheet of yours this afternoon?
On my stat sheet today, I've got, for the Wodonga Bulldogs, I've got Noah Bradshaw, Matt Wilson, Tommy O'Sullivan, Charlie Morrison, and also Adam Jorgensen are the five guys I'm going to focus on today for 40 Winks. Some prime movers there, Luke, and some guys that really going to have an influence on the game, and hopefully for the Wodonga Bulldogs have a big day out and push forward for a victory.
Beautiful, Bobby. Now, what do you got for the Sainters?
For the Sainters, I've got Muncher Munro, Matty Munro, Jackson East, Tommy Capillari, the veteran cross halfback Simon Curtis, and also a young live wire. Oh, he's not young anymore. He used to be young when I coached him. Brodie Riccardi. Some prime movers and some really important players for Myrtleford to get the job done today.
You know, I see Matty Munro. He's lost the ponytail this year.
He has. Yeah. He's sleeked down a little bit. Lost a couple of kilos off the moule, I suppose you could. But he's a very important player for them, and he's got some cattle around him now that can help share the workload. Like last year, he was one of their prime movers, and he was a big play for them and filled a lot of spots for them. But this year, he's got the support staff around him that can actually push forward for that final spot.
The trio of Matt Munro, Mitch Del Bosco and Simon Curtis are so important to this team, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got to mention the captain there, Mitch Del Bosco. He's a very important player. Has been for a long time, and he's been through the ups and the downs for the Myrtleford Saints, and now he's taken on the leadership role of a unit that looks like they're going to be on the move.
Robbie McKinlay, turn the mic on. Give me your same game multi, boys. Give me two things that are going to happen today, Bobby. I'll start with you.
I've actually got three. I've got margin. I've got the Dogs by 7.
Trifecta.
Would you ask us that question before every game? I've got the BOG in Matty Wilson. I think he's going to have a day out today. I think he's going to be one of those days where he fills all three lines and hits the scoreboard. And I'm going to keep Charlie Morrison's intercept marks today across the back half, and I reckon he'll take 10.
What about you, Lukey?
Gussie, Saints by 10 points. I reckon Tom Miller is such a handy player up forward, very crafty and professional, siren to siren. I reckon he could kick four or five goals. What about yourself?
I like it, mate. I'm going to go Charlie Morrison to have a field day. I reckon. Are we taking his intercept marks?
I'm going to count them today.
I reckon Chugger's going to take 7 intercept marks.
Yep.
And I'm also going to go for Brodie Riccardi to kick 3 in a Saints victory.
Very good.
So not a massive crowd building here at Martin Park. There's not a great deal in the house, but we're about to get underway here in the first term thanks to Game Traffic and Contracting. Call 1-800-GET-GAME. They are hiring. And you'll work for one of the best in the business, Steve Owen. Here we go, the Bulldogs and the Saints on O&M Live with Luke Francis.
Yeah, Cossa and Nugent in the centre of the ground. Ball hits the deck. Cossa goes again. He's wrapped up by Wilson and also Nugent. Man in green to take it straight away. So here we go again, a take 2. In the heart of John Farrer Oval, Martin Park. Noel Bradshaw, first clearing kick out of the middle, bouncing ball. Look at this. Ferguson comes tearing out for the Saints and gets it on to Tenardi, and they get a clearing kick inside 50. Liam Andrews got hands to it. Ball down in front. Agosta, he's wrapped up. Umpire's going to take it.
So we're inside 50 here for the Tricolours, albeit quite shallow. They're kicking to the Pearce Street end. Riley Smith won the tap. O'Sullivan left it behind for the Dogs. Coming through is Tenardi. They're trying to get it inside 50 via Calagero. And the ball exits. So streaming off half-back are the Wodonga Bulldogs. Out to the Les Cheesley side. Keeping in front of him was Burke. He handballs backwards. Nico Stevens out wide. Now it's Mimo for the Dogs. Hugging the boundary line to target was Soroczynski and seen out of bounds by Josh Maraka. True centre wing on the Les Cheesley side as we go to Bob Jackson thanks to 40 Winks.
A hot start with the clearances. Wodonga have hit the first 2 clearances of the game, so they're on the mark through the stoppage areas.
True centre wing on the far side. Boundary umpire hurls it back into play. Cossa knocked the ball down in front. And then Wilson goes in. Tries to spin out of the pack. Here's Mimo. Nice one off to Nick Stevens and he gets it on the boot down inside 50. Hospital end. And Pethy-Bridge takes the marks for the Saints. He holds up in defence and he hits Tom Capillari. Little chip over the top. Del Bosco just searching for the ball at ground level. Noah Bradshaw wraps him up. Spiteri's there also. And the umpire said holding the ball. So not much time to get rid of it for Mitch. Noah Bradshaw 60 out. Or low ball shocker into the pocket. Wilson picks it up. He's got time to steady. Centering kick. And Jorgensen's taken the mark. About 25 out directly in front, Bobby.
Yeah, Matt Wilson with the hot start. 3 early touches. And the clearance work around the ground for the Wodonga Bulldogs is, they've won all 3 clearances. And that's an area that they would have focused on with their lack of ruck depth, I suppose, and the quality ruckman that they're up against today.
Adam Jorgensen with the sleeves on today. Can get them going in the kennel. This for the first major on the board. We're going over 2 minutes for Maccas on 102.1 Edge FM, and Adam Jorgensen kicks the opener for the Doggies. 6 plays nil on the Game Traffic and Contracting scoreboard.
Yeah, some really sharp movement there from the stoppage on the far side there. The movement of the Wodonga Bulldogs was clean, crisp, and then they changed the lanes beautifully. Important plays in Bradshaw and Wilson to get touches early, and then the centre kick by Wilson is he's made a hot start. He's been fantastic.
Really good player. He's Adam Jorgensen. He's a really tough match-up with his size and mobility and how nimble he is, but one of the things that's even better about him is the way he finishes. So on the Game Traffic and Contracting scoreboard, the Bulldogs lead 1 straight 6 of the Tricolours. Yet to score as Cossa wins the tap at the back of the contest. It's going to be kicked forward here by Tenardi for the Alpine Saints. Across half-back, Bren left it behind. Nico Stevens trying to do some defensive work for the Bulldogs on hands and knees. Applies a big tackle. And there on Maraka. Now the Bulldogs via Yalland. Out to Stevens by hand, who dumps it on the right boot down the line trying to find Mimo. And the umpire said he got a good enough piece of that. Simon Curtis not overly thrilled with the decision. The ball's in the hands of Cade Mimo for the Bulldogs. Chipping kick in dispute. O'Sullivan head over the football. Got a couple of Saints to beat. Joining in the action here is Tenardi for the Tricolours. They feed the ball out wide in the hands now of Capillari, who retreats across half back. Beautiful looking vision, and Tenardi marks here for the Alpine Saints.
And Mitch hands it off to Calagero. They go to half forward. Look at the Saints on the move to Simon Curtis, and he just pops it on the boot towards the pocket. And Morrison back there trying to guard goal. In come the Doggies and wrap him up And the umpire's going to take it and wrap up Smith, I should say. So the umpire with it here in the pocket, favouring the Pearce Street end. As the Dogs work it out, here's Morrison. Right foot, just outside the arc of the 50 here. Good, strong contest. Mimo shovels one out to Soroczynski. Free kick given away. So the umpire has picked out one, and it's going to Noah Spiteri. Geez, a long way from home. Across half back here. So he's worked his way right up the ground through the hands of Jorgensen, who kicked the first goal of the game. Sharp, Del Bosco, left foot barrel, gets it right down the line to half forward. Beyond Munro, bouncing ball. Andrews had to go back. Sharp, he spun around. That was Riley. Still working its way towards the pocket. Shot on goal. It's gone through. Gee, that's a ripper. And Munro's kicked the goal. So the Saints respond.
Yeah, Matty Munro with a classy finish there. It was a scrappy ball, dirty ball inside 50. Wodonga were a little bit sloppy across half back with the clearing efforts, and the Saints picked up on the sloppy ball on the ground, and Matt Munro drifting towards the pocket on his left foot. That was an outstanding finish from a quality player, and the Myrtleford Saints bounced back reasonably quickly after the first goal from the Wodonga Bulldogs.
So we're at 1-6 apiece here on O&M Live, game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Any stats catching your eyes early, Bobby J, thanks to 40 Winks?
Tom Capillari and Will Bradshaw and also Matt Wilson have all made hot starts with 3 touches each.
Nugent and Cossa lock horns in the middle of the ground here. The umpire calls for another stoppage, so we'll ball it up. Give that one to Nugent, slapping it forward. Yellens now for the Bulldogs on the left, inside 50. Burke presented well, but left it behind. The Alpine Saints via Brady Sharp, exit D50, quite shallow. But the ball's in the hands now of Damon Harrington, who kicks out wide in front of the Les Cheesley side. And they want to play methodically here to the Alpine Saints. Back in the hands of Harrington, across left half back. In front of the game traffic and contracting scoreboard, which reads 1 straight 6 apiece here. 6 minutes gone thanks to Maccas, and Myrtleford have the ball at full back.
Mitch Del Bosco with possession. For the Saints, he wants to go short to Tom Capillari. Jack Yellen manning the mark. First term for A-grade Awesome Batteries, all square at John Flower Oval. Oh, it didn't come off the boot well at all. Capillari's turned it over to Will Bradshaw. Now, can he find some space? He was, Gus. He's looking for Miller. From the back, he flies. Saints in front. Snap from Spiteri. Oh, look at him. The hound dog. He puts one through, always sneaking around, and he scoops one up for the doggies.
Yeah, Nelson Pateri, a great crumbing goal, a smart, clever forward player is Noah Spiteri. He just knows how to kick the goals, and he's that type of player that needs 6 or 7 touches and can kick you 3-4 goals. So he's had a really bright start. The Myrtleford Saints tried to widen the ground there and then change lanes back inside, and a little bit of a turnover to young Bradshaw. One of 4 Bradshaws playing first grade football and netball today, so that's a fantastic day for the Bradshaw family.
How's that for a 40 Winks from Bobby J?
Oh, yeah.
Up in the middle, give it to Nugent. Cossa flew a bit early. Ball's in dispute, spills out the back. Yellen's trying to get it forward. Toe poke out wide. Nice pick up as Bradshaw gathers. It's a free kick for a throw here. I think that's going to be against O'Sullivan. It is. And Myrtleford want to attack through the corridor. Curtis attacked the ball with pace. Fed it out wide as the kick from McCarroll was a bit of a grubber. Up to half forward, Munro. Handball chain trying to link up. Great tackle from Jorgensen. The pickup was superb. Inside 50. Here's a go for Diesel. Looking for the big sticks and he misses. Diesel Beatty puts it across for a minor score. The first blemish goes the way of the Saints. 1-1-7 to 2 straight. The Wodonga Bulldogs for game traffic and contracting, and Wodonga will kick in from full back.
Gus McLeod calling for the Northo Hotel. We've got Bobby Jackson on the 40-wing stats as Johnson moves it out of the back pocket. He's turned it over. Here's Mitch Tenardi, and he's about to fire it back into attack for the Saints. He goes long and deep. Smith, oh, he dropped it. Morrison goes. Look at East. He just jams it on the boot. High ball coming down now. Johnson bounces. Look at that. Smith, oh, missed it off the boot. Came off the side of his shoe, and that's gone through for 1 minor score. So 12 plays 8 here. 12 plays 8. The doggies up on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Macca's time clock has gone close to 9.
Just a little scrappy coming out of D50 Wodonga at the moment. They need to tidy that up and make sure that they've got some clean exits outside 50 so they can get some clean ball up and down the ground.
So the ball's across half back here for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Well, the Bulldogs, I should say. Spiteri, long way from home. Out wide, Matt Wilson. We're keeping tabs on him today. He's got a beautiful right foot as he kicks out to centre wing. O'Sullivan on the right, up to half forward. It's Ruben Burke. This is nice build-up from the Bulldogs. Burke kicks to a 2-on-1 top of the goal square. Out the back of the contest, unmarked here is Harrington. Wants to bring it out to the broadcast side wing with a dumping ball down the line. Flying was Crothers, brought it front and square to allow Stevens to kick inside 50 and the mark's been taken. It's Noah Spiteri. He reminds me of a young chappy Dunlop. There's Noah, and I reckon he's got a big leg on him here, but is it big enough? He's going to have to kick it 48-49.
Certainly is. With a soccer background, Noah's a sweet kicker of the football and knows how to kick the goal, so I'm backing him in here.
To the hospital ends, he arcs around, gains some momentum. I don't reckon it's got the legs. It might just, but it wasn't online. To the right-hand side for a minor score. The Bulldogs 2-1, the Alpine Saints 1-2. It's for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yeah, you're on Edge FM, holding live 102.1. And then Jake Sharp with a long kick out of the fence to the outer side. So they want to skirt the outskirts here, the Wodonga Sports Ground, or the John Flower Oval at Martin Park, I should say.
You can see that the Wodonga Bulldogs are trying to move the ball really, really quickly in distinct, in opposite contrast to Myrtleford, who are trying to be a bit more methodical through the middle of the ground and be methodical with their ball movement.
5-point lead to the Doggies. Early days, opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. Let's have a look right out wide.
Who's ringing someone?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I can hear it.
Jeez.
Late mail coming through for Rose Hill.
Hello, broadcast.
And wasn't sold during the week either, was it, Gussie?
No.
500 billion, didn't get it done. Not enough.
Need 6.
That's right.
Or 6 inches.
Over the back. All-rounders on a Saturday morning.
Award-winning broadcasting, that is.
Now here goes Matt Wilson. He thumps it into the pocket. Someone grab that phone. There's Burke over the top. Got hands to it. Jorgensen tries to swing it back. That ball's gone out to bounds in the pocket. So 2-1-13 plays 1-2-8 on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Doggies up.
Call 1-800-GET-GAME. They are hiring. Game traffic and contracting. I hope you're enjoying today's broadcast between the Saints and the Dogs on Edge FM. Crothers in the ruck. Brought it front and centre for the Bulldogs. Pinballs around, Augusta, Spiteri, now Tenardi. Handballs out wide. Nice work coming off the back was Jackson East. He's been a little bit quiet early as Matt Munro sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw. And as we go to Bob Jackson for some 40-wing stats, ironically, as the ball's going to get thrown back into play in front of the 40-wing sign.
Absolute dominance at clearances at the moment with Wodonga, 8-1. So they're really honing in on that area of the game, and also a couple of hot starts in Matt Wilson and Tom Capillari with 6 touches each.
Will Bradshaw couldn't quite get it. Yelland out to Matt Wilson. Right foot, he goes wide. Nice work. So Bradshaw with it again here. He's about to wind up. This is Jake this time. Centering ball goes in. Big fist over the top from Ruben Burke. Curtis got a fist to it also. Saints brought down. So McCarroll just got taken off the ball. Umpire said you're holding it. And Noah Spiteri has been prominent in the first term. Is going to have another shot on the sticks, Bobby.
The third shot on goal for Noah. This is a little bit closer to goal. He's looking about 25 metres out, dead set in front. There's some real high-end pressure around the clearances, and there's blokes like Wilson and Bradshaw are going to work big time.
Noah Spiteri to pick up the Doggies' third. Oh, it's a bad miss, that one. They're the ones you got to kick. So 14 plays 8, game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Maroon and white up.
That's what you get with Noah. He's a little bit hot and cold. Days he can catch fire and kick a lot of goals really quickly, and there's days where he has an off day. So hopefully today's not that.
Luke Francis calling the action for Corowa Tiles. Across half back, it's with Jackson East, who goes via hand. Now kicking long is going to be Maraca for the Tricolours. Les Cheesley side, and a nice intercept mark taken by Charlie Morrison, the interleague co-coach. Inside forward 50, shallow. Brady Sharp intercepts here. Jackson East by hand goes over the top. McCarroll. And now on to Declan Bren for Myrtleford. Long down the line, hugging the boundary. Johnson! Nice mark from Tommy Johnson. To Mawson's concrete mark of the day. And they're going to want to look to attack the corridor here, the Bulldogs. O'Sullivan's got a switch on if he wants to use it. He does. He's got Jorgensen in the blue wheels. Out wide, nice right foot kick. Up to half forward. Ball's in the hands of Jet Cassidy. He's been quiet this year, Jet, but he's an impact player. Inside 50, Miller's the target. At the back of the contest, bombing it long is Ferguson. Trying to just gain some yards here for the Alpine Saints, and now the ball's in dispute. Brady Sharp's got some work to do, Lukey.
He certainly does. Ollie Greenhill comes in, scoops up the Sharon.
Scrubby old kick along the ground. Capillari takes it for the Saints, and they're on the charge on the outer side here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park on a Saturday afternoon. Here's Morrison. He comes back for the Doggies, lays it on the boot. That one's wide. Is it out of bounds on the full? Umpire lets it go, so it's a mark to Wilson. Here goes Matt, short, 20-metre kick, picking up Cade Mimo. So the Doggies playing a good opening term. Short to Tom O'Sullivan. Eastman's the mark. 14 plays 8. 2-2 plays 1-2 on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Wodonga Bulldogs up on their home turf. Good mark from winner Irving. He's 50 out, Bobby. Now he wants to play on. He lays it off. So Sullivan got brought down by Munro. Play goes on. Mimo put his head over the footy. McCarroll goes in. Calagero's there. Bob's out. Del Bosco dropped it. Umpire said play on. Quick play in close. McCarroll. Quick kick. Look at them charging in. Doggies win it. Handball over the top. Stolen away by Sharp, and he comes this way and he'll pick up Declan Brent.
Declan Brent picked up some form in the Magoos the last couple of weeks. He kicked to Smith, I should say, was centimetre perfect, but Big Riley, he wasn't up to the challenge. The umpire's found a free kick here. It's going to be against Riley Smith, and it's going to go the way of the Bulldogs. It's going to be Charlie Morrison, the captain for the Maroon and White, whose team trail, or lead, I should say, 14-8 for game traffic and contracting. Grubber kick up to half forward for the Bulldogs. Handballing forward was Burke. Pinballs around. Nice work from Jorgensen, leaving it behind. Diesel Beatty. Now we've got a whistle. We've got a free kick. Umpires then take control here. The whistle wasn't blown loud enough, and it's a free kick. I think it's going to be against Jorgensen, Bobby. I couldn't tell you what for. As the ball goes out wide, it's in the hands of Sharp across half back. It's Big Brady.
Leviathan racehorse owner Gus McLeod calling for the Northo Hotel. And we've got the greatest cricketer since the Garfield Sobers, Bob Jackson, on the 40-wing stats.
Oh, I thought Kane Arundashikis was here.
Well, there's Noah Bradshaw picking it up off the turf. Out he goes to Stevens. Hurriedly on the boot to the true centre-half forward position. Jake Sharp takes the mark, and the Saints are on the move. Now he's looking for his brother. Out wide he goes to Riley, half-forward flank. Now he's got East on. He's got another Saint deep. He's going to go to East at the moment. Fumbles. Now he's got some time to sum up the situation. Centering ball, trying to pick up Bren. Too much for him. And Noah Bradshaw chips in and takes the mark. So the Doggies hold up again. 14 playing 8 here. They lead on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. They're going close to 17 for Maccas. First turn brought to you by A-grade oils and batteries. Out on the full. Saints will get it through Tom Capillari.
O'Sullivan's kick was poor. The old one-step kick, Bobby, it's a coach killer.
Certainly is. The game's starting to even out a little bit in regards to weight of possession, and the prime movers are really starting to get to work.
Capillari to Tenardi, and he finds Mitch 55 from home. 8 best and fairest at club level in Perth. This man can play. First year at the Tricolours, inside 50 for Myrtleford. Contest forms that the Bulldogs have numbers. Andrews bombs it long. Great mark from Jorgensen. Mawson's concrete mark of the day. He went back courageously. His kick was courageous, but he's pulled it off. It's in the hands of Greenhill, and Greenhill goes out wide to Bradshaw.
Yeah, Jake Bradshaw trying to beat off a Saint. Got it inside to Greenhill. Ollie out wide now to Noah Bradshaw. Geez, been prominent. How many's he got now, Bobby?
That's 8 for 40 winks.
Beautiful. Short ball to winner Irving. He's playing up the ground where he meets the Sharon on centre wing and he thumps it in there. That's what they want. Tom Miller at the back. Now he's got a chance to pounce on the footy. Pethiebridge right on his tail. Ball goes out of bounds in the pocket on the far side at the hospital end.
Bobby J, some 40 winks numbers. Who's catching your eyes?
All the prime movers are. Matty Wilson has the 9. Noah Bradshaw's had 8 on the Saints side. Tom Capillari's had the 10, and Jackson East has had 5. So all the prime movers are starting to get their hands on it.
Great work from Bob Jackson. Again, thanks to 40 winks. Miller. Smith brings him down. Gee, very quick to pounce on that, the man in green. So the Saints have it through Smith, and they move it out wide. Tenardi's got it, and they're with possession on their half-back flank.
They certainly are. We'll get some around the ground shortly. A few big games today. I saw North Albury had an early lead, so looking forward to tracking that. As Myrtleford have the ball out wide in the hands now of Tenardi, who is absolutely everywhere. Mitch Tenardi wants to come back inboard. Nice looking kick. Maraka. Mark centre wing. Les Cheesley side of the ground. And Bob Jackson hit a 6 at this spot 5 years ago. Up to centre half forward. Nice looking kick to Bren. Really like that from Myrtleford. They're waiting for the right option to present before they pull the trigger inside 50. And Bren's going to have a shot from 45, maybe 50 here. I reckon he's going to back his leg in.
By the time he kicks, he'll be outside the 50 mark, Gus. But they're real contrast in game styles here.
Declan Bren, back at the club after a stint in the Ovens and King League. Kicks to the top of the square, trying to find a ruckman at the back. Sharp. He wasn't expecting it. Fell into his absolute breadbasket. And in the end, it's across the face for a minor score on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. 1-3 to 2-2. It's the Bulldogs in front. As we go to Luke Francis on O&M Live. Thanks to the Northo.
So the Doggies with possession here in their D50 at the Pier Street end. O&M Live on Edge FM 102.1. Here's Stevens. So they're trying to work it out at the moment to Tom O'Sullivan. So the Saints have manned up very well here defensively. Bobby, it's perfect. O'Sullivan, and now he wants to switch the footy. So he goes right back to Crothers. And he finds Liam Andrews in the opposite back pocket. So they're on the outer side now, still at the Pier Street end. So they shifted it right to the outer side and it finds the boundary line in the end. I don't think they'd be too worried about that. They gained some territory, Bobby, in the end.
Yeah, they did, but they had the whole side of that ground open up for them, so they would have been a little bit disappointed with that exit outside 50, knowing that they had a whole half of the ground to work with. Evolution
Roofing, Bobby, which around the grounds is catching your fancy at the 20-minute mark here in the first term?
Well, if the scorecard's right, it's got Wangaratta 1 point ahead of Cora Rutherglen 20 minutes in, but the score says 1-0, so I'm assuming that things are down over there.
Darren's playing soccer at the WJ Finlay.
But Rovers are 2 goals in front of Yarrawonga at the moment.
Sharp inside 50. Looks to have the legs. Big boot from Riley. Bit skew if a minor score. 1-4 Myrtleford to 2-2 Wodonga. They've had all the looks, Bobby. What are the inside 50s saying on the 40 weeks?
Inside 50s at the moment are 9-8 in Saints' favour, but a lot of those inside 50s have been the last 3 or 4 minutes. They've really peppered the goals late in this quarter.
Jake Bradshaw from fullback gives it to Andrews, who gives it back to Jake. And now Jake wants to bring it out to the grandstand side. Morrison the target. He marks with a bit of pressure coming from Diesel Beatty. Nice kick from Charlie Morrison. Penetrating ball inbound to Ollie Greenhill, who goes on the right down the line. He finds Jet Cassidy, true centre wing, clubroom side.
Gone 21 for Macca's opening term. Here's Jet Cassidy. He lays it on the boot to the arc. Oh, winding up Burke. Nearly took a hanger. There's Jorgensen, gets it out the back to Will Bradshaw, weaving and evading traffic. As they start to wind up now through Reachman, he launches one in. Stevens gets up high. A couple of high flies here in the last few moments. Miller, he didn't have a doggy close to him, within the vicinity. Ferguson, nice work. And they work it out to McCarroll. And he comes to true centre wing. Look at the guard dog. Charlie Morrison, geez, good. Like a dog with a bone. And he sends it into the middle to Crothers. Out the back to Andrews. They're loading up again here, the maroon and white. In goes Liam. Let's have a look if we can get another mark of the year. Oh, that one has gone to Pethiebridge. Saints sold up. Gee, it was a good fly, wasn't it, from Ruben Burke?
Certainly was. He looks to be a player to watch in the future, is Ruben Burke. As the Bulldogs maintain a 4-point lead here for game traffic and contracting. Nice kick to half forward. Sharp is looking good. This is Riley. All 3 Sharp boys in the one side today. Riley inside 50, top of the goal square. Nice mark from Tom Johnson. G's been good today. He's a multifaceted player that can play forward, back, even pinch it in the ruck, and he looks at home in the back 6 today for the Bulldogs. Kick down the line, trying to find Yelland. That might be out of bounds on the full against Calvin. Umpire says no, we'll bring the ball back into play. Bob Jackson, what's happening on that 40-wing stat sheet?
Yeah, Noel Bradshaw's got to work. He's had the 9 touches. Matty Wilson's had a great start as well. He's had the 9, as well as Tom Capillari for Myrtleford Saints. He's had the 10 touches, so all the stars getting to work.
Doggies up by 4 points thanks to game traffic and contracting. Tom O'Sullivan to Noel Bradshaw. Across half-back, short kick to Andrews. He just gets rid of it in the nick of time. Nice work. Back to O'Sullivan. Now, this is where they've got to try and pick something out, Bobby. Oh, that one back to Noel Bradshaw. So they're slowly but surely gaining ground. Straightens up a little now. Noah into Johnson. And he thumps it in there with a left foot. They get a good entry. Calvin got rid of his man. Just dropped the mark. Goes again. Riley, nice work. Out the back. And they shift it out wide to East. Bouncing ball Does he want the chalk? He tries to
Kept
keep
it
it in
in.
play. Nice work. Calogero going at it. Winner Irving on his hammer. Calogero, nice work. Umpires called it out. We'll have a boundary throw in just in front of our broadcast spot.
There's a free kick there, boys.
I reckon that's for a whack against Winter Irving, who, of course, playing against his former side. He spent a year with Myrtleford, now in his second year at the Kennel.
Old-fashioned socks up type of player too. There, Gus. He's got the socks pulled up.
Old-fashioned everything is Kyle Winter Irving. Kicks the half forward. He probably has steak, egg and chips for dinner as well.
Oh, yes.
Mark has been chopped out here by Zach Petherbridge. Interleague rep last week. He goes to Brady Sharp at true centre half back here for the Tricolours. The Bulldogs in front by 4 points at the 24-minute mark thanks to Maccas. As the ball goes to Ferguson for Myrtleford. Half back, clubroom side here. Not many options present, so he's going to switch and go into his defensive back pocket. He finds Brady Sharp once again. They're playing methodically here, Myrtleford, but it is working for them. Out wide, now the kick goes, it's turned over, and Andrews, well, he's the only bloke on the ground that can kick it from here.
Ooh.
This actually could find the legs. It's dribbling and dribbling and dribbling and dribbling, and just touched on the line. He kicked that from 75 metres, and no one from Myrtleford knew he had a big leg on him. The Bulldogs tried to shadow it through, and it just pulled up short. Quarter time as we take a break here on O&M Live. Myrtleford dominant, but struggling to hit the big sticks. They trail this contest 1-4-10 to the Bulldogs 2-2-14 on the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard. Call 1-800-GET-GAME here on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Harvey Norman.
Clip. Thanks.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
O&M Live on Edge FM.
Welcome back to O&M Live at Martin Park in Wodonga, where the Bulldogs have their noses in front by 4 points, courtesy of some wayward goal kicking from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Gus McLeod, Bob Jackson, Luke Francis with you on O&M Live as we get the Albury Vital Air quarters best. Albury Vital Air now in Wangaratta, helping you breathe easier day and night. Bobby, who caught your eye in the first term?
Caught my eye today was the first quarter. Was Tommy Capillari. He had 10 touches for the Myrtleford Saints, and he was a real prime move for them. And it seemed to be flying solo to a certain degree, or stood out a fair bit for the Myrtleford Saints. And Jackson East come along late in the quarter to help him out with 6 touches. And for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Tommy O'Sullivan finished the quarter with 10. He was getting a lot of peripheral touches, whereas Matty Wilson did most of his work early, along with Noah Bradshaw, who had 9 each. As far as the clearances are concerned, I've got Wodonga 9-2 ahead at quarter time, so they've got some real dominance there in that area particularly, which has not been their strength over the last couple of seasons. Up against a couple of big boppers from Myrtleford, so
big boppers.
They've done some work peripherally on those stoppages regarding the ruck work.
Around the grounds, thanks to Evolution Roofing, the Rovers lead 24-8 over Corowa at quarter time. North Albury leads 7-4-46 to 139 over Yarrawonga. The Wangaratta Magpies 4-3-27 to Lavington 2-2-14, and the Albury Tigers 4-3-27 to the Raiders 2-4-16. Here at Martin Park in Wodonga, it's Myrtleford trailing the Doggies by 4 points. We're about to get underway here in the second term.
I can't see it breaking open this game, Gussie. We said that in the pre-game, and I just can't see any team breaking it open and getting out to a 3 or 4 goal break all day.
No way.
It's pretty free-flowing football and
it is.
450 entries, but it's just the finishing at the moment, Luke,
Yep.
that we're concerned about.
And a quick Ray Wright rural netball update. The Bulldogs have only got their second win of the year. They've knocked off the Alpine Saints in the A-grade netball, so off to a good start. The Doggies here at the kennel. Umpires Matthew Hughes, Brenton Swanpool and Warwick Henderson, just waiting for the spectators to finish departing Martin Park. Here we go, the second turn for Jaco Albury-Wodonga with Luke Francis.
John Flower Oval, Martin Park, and Cossa went over the top and got a clear one away. Maraka goes back to Tenardi, and then Damon Harrington tried to get around a couple of doggies. Calagero's under a stack of pressure for Noah Bradshaw. Now he's on the bottom, and the umpire will take it. So we're about to have a ball up here, just on the fringe of the paint, favouring the broadcast side. Tenardi tried to break his way through. Wilson, he's pounced upon by the Saints. Again, the umpire to take control. So 14 playing 10. 2-2-14 plays 1-4-10. We've got the Doggies up on their home turf early in the second chapter, which is brought to you by Jaco Albury-Wodonga. You guessed it, another stoppage. Handy crowd in today at John Flower Oval. Beautiful day.
I'd say poor, Lukey.
Okay, not handy. 16 degrees. This one's going to be wrapped up again.
Just a quick one, boys. I think Tenardi and Wilson are going toe-to-toe through that midfield. That's a matchup that we need to keep an eye on. That's quality players going against each other.
Nugent. Just certainly a bit of dominance here in the ruck. He certainly is the undersized. Mimo inside 50 for the Dogs. Jorgensen gets a favourable bounce but runs into a Myrtleford brick wall. Lurking is Ruben Burke, trying to get the hands, but the Alpine Saints back 6 stand up, led by Brady Sharp, and will ball it up in the pocket here for the Bulldogs. At the Pearce Street end, looks like it's going to be Winter Irving to go on the ruck here up against Toby Cossa. Give it to Cossa, taps laterally, Spiteri roves for the Dogs, immediately tackled, and will ball it up and have another stoppage once again.
How many's that? About 4 or 5
7
to start?
for the quarter.
7.
Jaco Wodonga, second term on O&M Live. Costa won the tap. Tenardi left it behind. Curtis sharked. Now got some work to do. Here is Soroczynski. Gang tackled. Umpire says holding the ball. Free kick is going to go the way of Tenardi. Now it's going to go to Pethy Bridge, who gives it back to Tenardi, and Tenardi exits D50 for the Tricolours. Out wide in the hands of Brady Sharp, who's got it across left half back.
Sharp. Saints Tricolours with possession. And he wants to come back to the broadcast side, so he goes to Calvin. They've got 4 Rileys in the Saints team this afternoon, so if your first name's Riley, there's a fair chance you'll get a game for the Saints.
Myrtleford have been chipping the ball a lot in their D50, Bob. Is that a part of the game that's by their design or because of the Bulldogs' pressure up the ground?
Probably a little bit of both. We spoke about the way they moved the ball in that first quarter. It's very methodical in contrast to the way the Wodonga like to move the ball nice and quickly.
Calvin, and he gets it out wide to Augusta. He misses Munro. So Reachman for the Doggies, tries to turn back inside. Gets it to Morrison, out wide to Wilson by Boot. That one's smothered. Calvin doing some great work. Ball out of bounds. True centre wing on the far side. 14 plays 10 here. Doggies up on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Not sure where your definition of handy in the dictionary comes from, Lukey, but I'll tell you what, if this is a handy crowd, I'd hate to see a poor one.
Jeez, he's into me.
Don't Google it. Don't Google that, people.
No, make sure you put the Y on the end as well. So on the Les Cheesley side, it's O'Sullivan who wants to come in board. How many for Tom?
Tom, that's 11 for Tom on 40 winks.
What would your description of this crowd be, Gus McLeod?
Mediocre at best. Nice kick from Bradshaw. He finds Tom Miller. A kick and a half from home for the Bulldogs. In front of the cricket nets here at Martin Park. Spots a target in the pocket, tracking it back. It was Matt Wilson, I reckon it was, and he got all of it. And he looks to be a little bit sore here, but...
That was after a 100-metre effort, Gus, because he did have the football on centre wing, and he's run 100 metres presenting deep in forward 50.
So a boundary throw in here, deep into attack for the Bulldogs. They lead by 4 points over Myrtleford. Thanks to Jaco Wodonga. Tenardi tries to burrow his way through. Set upon here by Kyle Winter-Irving, Noah Spiteri. And the umpire says, give it here, boys, we'll ball it up. 15 metres from goal. Let's see if you can get a clearance here, Lukey.
Here we go, Gussie. Wilson, Capillari, and then Maraca, he's down low, skiing along the ground. There's Brady Sharp, he puts a high one up in the air, and that ball has gone out of bounds on the full. And I tell you what, the mediocre crowd is not being treated to a great start of the second term. Here's Miller, now he gets it. Now he can kick this, Bobby.
He certainly can. That's a favourable pocket to kick goals here at Martin Park. For some reason, the ball tracks in just inside right-hand goalpost, Luke, and I think that might just quite get the job done.
35 out. He's going to go with the drop punt. He's on the far side, Pierce Sand. Starts to straighten up, and that ball has been knocked through for a 1- score. So now we've got 15 playing 10. 15 playing 10. The Doggies up here over the Saints on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Around the grounds for Evolution Roofing, Josh Murphy's got 4, and North Albury lead 52-9 over Yarrawonga. You can kiss that game goodbye, Yarra. She's all over. Cross half back for the Alpine Saints. Tenardi got it via Smith. And Tenardi's been everywhere as he finds Brand. How many for Mitch Tenardi, Bob?
11 for the 40 wings.
And they've all been pretty good as well. He's accumulating the ball today. Mitch Tenardi kicking down the line. Ball's in the hands now of East. It looks to be playing as a half forward. Inboard, laterally, Riley Smith, the big ruckman, on the attacking point of the centre square. Kicking to the hospital end. Riley Smith inside 50, out the back. Cossa's tracking it. Gee, had a big fresh hairy at that one, big Toby.
Matty Wilson
had his head over the footy and just tapped it across for a minor score. They moved to 1-5, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And I'll tell you what, if there was GPS numbers on Matt Wilson today, he would be off the charts. On O&M Live, 2-3-15 to 1-5-11. It's the Bulldogs in front of the Alpine Saints, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
Bobby, inspire us. What do you got on that 40-wing stat sheet?
I haven't got a hell of a lot, except for Tommy Capillari and Mitch Tenardi both made hot starts in the second quarter for the Myrtleford Saints.
East, quickly on the boot, over the head of Capillari. Now going back for this is Jake Bradshaw. He's about to find the Sharon on the ground, quickly met by Capillari, and the umpire is going to take it. So we've got a ball up here in front of the scoreboard. Early in the second term, we're going close to 7 for Maccas. Man in green trying to sort something out here. He throws it up. Smith in front of Nugent. The Goster's kick was smothered. Noah Bradshaw Just lost a handle on it. Gets it away now to Crothers. He goes short to Mimo. So they hold up in the back line. Now Jet Cassidy on a long lead here. Beautiful kick from Mimo. Jet's got it. Now, he might have to go to Spiteri here. He's a 40-metre option. Jet dances around with it, then goes short to Mimo. Now they're under pressure. Back to Cassidy. He's got to get rid of this. Does by hand over the top. Here goes Noah Bradshaw on the move. Beautiful. Nice work. They just created something off half-back, and in it goes to Ruben Burke. Bobby?
Well, that flow one worked well for them because the ball was touched in flight and they were forced to play on with speed. So the follow-on from Jet Cassidy that created the overlap and created the speed through the lines, enabled the overlap and enabled the outman Myrtleford defence, and Noah Bradshaw, who got the ball moving forward, was an outstanding quality finish.
Myrtleford's come forward style of attack caught them off guard there. When they're not all on the same page, you can get players caught out the back. If you're going to come forward to defend Lukey, you've got to make sure everyone's in synergy.
Doggies up by 4 points. They're shooting for their third. Pierce Street end. Ruben Burke. He'll come in and strike this one from 45. And that one to the right and through for 1 minus score. So 16 plays 11. 16 plays 11. Wodonga Bulldogs up at John Flower Oval, Martin Park on a Saturday afternoon, second term.
Finishing skills a little bit to be desired, boys. It's pretty poor from both sides at the moment. Both coaches will be disappointing with the finishing skills, both on field and on goal.
8 minutes gone thanks to Maccas, and no major score in the second term for JK Albury Wodonga as Simon Curtis just launches it from full back trying to find Smith. He brought it front and square. Throw was ignored there by the umpires via Nico Stevens. Bradshaw hands on the footy. This is Will. Inside 50. Great defensive mark has been taken. Simon Curtis is putting together some season, but I put the Mozza on him there. Now the ball's been mopped up here by Capillari for the Alpine Saints. Long down the line. And Riley Smith marks for Myrtleford. On the right, chipping ball. Finds his intended target. Once again, it's Mick Sinardi for the Alpine Saints, covering a lot of turf and a lot of real estate on the 40-wing stat sheet, Bob.
Certainly has. That's touch number 11 for Mitch Donati. He's been outstanding.
Inboard to Diesel Beatty, one of the better names in local football, who switches to centre-half back. Calvin wants to bring it out to the broadcast side now. Ball's been marked by Harry McCarroll. In fact, it's dropped in the long sleeves. Puts the burners on, kicking, trying to find Bren. Had too much on it for him, and Johnson kicks long down the line to Ruben Burke.
Bradshaw, front and centre, just chips it up in the air, hoping Miller can make it to the contest. Bouncing ball, Miller, now he's at the back, roves it nicely, steps around, gets a centering kick, tries to get it to Yellen, trying to fend off Beatty. He had him, and he is gone. So Yellen just tried to take Diesel on, but Diesel was too good.
Yeah, Luke, you're not happy with that, Bob, are you?
Just a lack of awareness of what's going on around him. Knowing that there's space inside that 50, he needed to move the ball on quickly and try to take on the defender, and it backfired.
Bob Jackson knows his own footy.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove's pool world. The Raiders have hit the front against the Albury Tigers. They lead by a point, 34-33.
Munro to Curtis. Pethy-Bridge, they're on true centre wing. The Saints left foot going forward here. Hospital end over the back from Smith, got a fist to it. Wilson, nice work. Hands it off. Miss Yellen with the hand pass. Beatty's got to go in. Umpire said plain, or is it too high? It's gone.
Holding the ball, Luke.
Yellen gets it and he goes to Tom O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan wants to pierce through the gap. Bradshaw fed it out wide to Sorochinski via hands. He's at true centre wing and puts it on the right. Inside 50. Miller, good use of the body against Del Bosco. Umpire said he didn't hold it for long enough. Tied up in the pocket. Ball's in dispute now. Both sides converge on the contest and will ball it up. 45 metres out from Myrtleford goal.
Clever work there by Tom Miller. Just didn't quite finish off the play by taking the mark, but quite smart in using his body there.
I should say in attacking 50 for the Dogs is Myrtleford exit defensive 50. Down the line, Johnson and Smith. Give it to Tom Johnson as he sees it out of bounds. Right in front of the Alpine Saints interchange bench, which looks to be quite active as we go to Bob Jackson. Thanks to 40 Winks on O&M Live.
Yeah, Capillari's got to work again in the second quarter. He's had 5 touches already in this quarter. He's a quality player.
Nugent, who was smoked in the ruck here against Isaac Muller a few years ago. I reckon he's got the upper hand today. Handball was a bit of a hit and hope from Sorochinski as Bradshaw finds Yelland. Yelland, chiselling ball, not the best kick, hugs the boundary line. Exiting D50, got to be clean here. That was Del Bosco. Now the Bulldogs regather the football. O'Sullivan lost it as quick as he got it. Now Sharp tries to hug the boundary line. Out of bounds. Great pressure both sides. Right in front of Travis Cartwright, the best cameraman in the Ovens and Murray. one of the best-looking men in Ovens and Murray football as well. And have a look at him. That's how you get the crowd up and about, boys.
Jeez.
You just feed the compliments out. Boundary throw in true centre wing.
High possession game, no scoring. Here's East. And then they bomb it up Harrington, trying for Munro. Reachman tried to get a fist to it, Sharp with it. Brady brought to the deck, and the umpire again to take it. Bob Jackson, inside 50s thanks to 40 wings.
Inside 50s, 5-2 Wodonga's way this quarter. A little bit frustrated with the finishing skills of both sides, and hopefully it can sort itself out in the not too distant future.
O&M live on 102.1 Edge FM. Here's East. Down at ground level. It's held without the footy, and the advantage won't be paid, so it's going to come back to Jackson. Good little player. He's had a good season so far.
Why wasn't it paid, Luke? Why wasn't that advantage paid?
I've got no idea, Bobby. It's a good question.
Because they didn't pay it.
Unable to answer it. O'Sullivan, Gus McLeod, he's a factual man. Stevens, right foot of the arc here. Pierce Street. Burke came flying over the top again. Will Bradshaw with it. Del Bosco's got it.
He's come from 3 metres off the pack launch. He had no right to get hands to that contest.
That's it. 16 plays 11.
And he's probably thinking, Tom Miller, get the hell out of my way.
Yes, possibly.
Smith won the tap. Matt Wilson sharked for the Bulldogs, dispossessed, and now the ball's in dispute. Nice tackle from Tom Capillari.
You know where he came from, Bobby?
Where did he come from, mate?
The back of Burke.
I thought you were going to say Burke Street, but we'll take either.
Both are terrible. Ball the footy up. Smith won the tap, trying to slap it forward. Bradshaw feeds it back to Greenhill, who snaps across the body inside 50, but Pethybridge marks uncontested for Myrtleford. Kicks with a bit of poise, and he finds Simon Curtis, true centre half back, inboard, nice looking ball. Streaming through the middle is Maraka. On the right boot, up towards half forward. Riccardi got a couple to beat, one of whom is Bradshaw, burns him away. Now Brodie lowers the eyes inside 50 to Bren. Nice play from Myrtleford, but Bren's a bit too far to score. He's on a 45-degree angle, 55 he'll have to kick it from, so he darts the ball into the pocket, trying to find a Goster.
Come on.
But the kick was too fat, out of bounds on the full, right in front of the CMV truck and bus, which shows the Bulldogs in front by 4 points, Bobby.
Bobby, can we put you in a Guernsey? Can you kick a goal?
I don't know how the hell he kicked it out of the full from where he was. That's just... I'm scratching my head here. This is some of the skills on display here need...
There is very good pressure though, Bob, we will say that.
Don't.
We're gone 14 for Maccas in the second term. We've only had 3 goals. 2-4 plays 1-5. Doggies up. So we lead by 5 points thanks to CMV Truck and Bus down the outer side. And then, Will Bradshaw taken out. And the umpire is going to take it.
Evolution Roofing around the grounds. Josh Murphy has kicked 5 goals for North Albury. They lead 10-5-65 to Yarrawonga 2-3-15 and scores a level on the eve of half-time between the Raiders and the Albury Tigers. Could an upset be brewing at Birrelea Park?
Smith, Maraka, over the top, Calagero, got intercepted by the Doggies, are about to come away. Curtis brings down Yelland in a strong tackle and he's gone. Umpire's quick on it. Simon to take the pill here. Just back with a centre wing on the far side. O&M live on 102.1 Edge FM. Calagero takes the mark, flicks it over his head. Nicely intercepted by Mimo. On to Wilson and then back to Cade. Short ball, they go to Will Bradshaw. So what can they build on from here, the Doggies? The maroon and white on the move. Winner Irving. Nice work from Pethybridge over the top. Here's Jake Sharp. Gets a 25-metre kick right out wide to East. Morrison mans the mark. 16 playing 11. Doggies up here in the second term. East. His eyes are darting around everywhere. Goes with a 40-metre kick to the pocket. Smith over the top. Here is Munro fighting up against Nugent. Gets it out the back. Play goes on. Centering kick here. Good fist away by Johnson. Wilson goes in. Munro's got him. Brings him down in a strong tackle. Umpire to take it.
Just some better options moving forward. He's not too much asked for, I don't think, Luke. They just seem to be picking the deep, wide options where there's plenty of space in the forward 50 where they can get the ball there into a dangerous spot.
Great feedback coming in, which I'll share from you shortly as the ball goes to the top of the goal square. Dropping an absolute dolly was Bradshaw and seen across the boundary line, or in fact the goal line there by Liam Andrews.
His feedback be good.
Is this positive or negative feedback?
Well, the initials come from NS, and his son is playing in the game, and he said, this is the worst game of football I've ever seen, simply putrid.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Spitter.
Well observed, Bob. From full-back, it's Liam Andrews for the Doggies, long down the broadcast side. Trying to make a contest of that was Sharp, fed it back inboard. Calvin now for the Alpine Saints. Sharp got the ball onto Diesel, Beatty inside 50. Maybe Diesel thought he was playing for the team wearing maroon and white because he hit Tommy Johnson, lace out in the chest. Johnson goes short, finds his way to Matt Wilson at centre half back. Chipping ball goes laterally. And the running game's on. Here's Wilson. Has to beat one or two. He does so with poise. Long raking kick on the right to a one-on-one contest. Spiteri. Nice hands from Spitter. Plays on. Has an option to lead. In the end, he plays on. Running inside 50, Spiteri. Another minor score. 2-5-17 the Dogs. 1-6-12 the Tricolours, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. That's on the C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard, and maybe this is putrid after all.
Oh, Gussie. So there's Curtis coming out of the back pocket, and he hits Del Bosco on the true half-back flank of John Flower Oval, Martin Park. So Mitch, another short one. He goes to East, and they want to square it up to the corridor. Calagero takes it. So the Saints have got something on now to Maraca. Just right of a centre. 17 playing 12 here. 5-point lead to the Doggies, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. We're in the second term, and we've gone close to 18 for Maccas. Here's Harrington. In fact, it's Tenardi. He gets it out wide now to Bren. Over the top to Sharp. Left foot around his body. And then the Doggies, they're going to get back. Morrison, quickly beset upon by Goss. They got the handball away, and here's Jake Bradshaw.
We might have to educate the players on what the purpose of the game is at half-time. That's kicking the ball through the goals, not just inside 50. In the hands of Capillari. Wants to kick laterally, which he does, out wide. Ball has been marked here by Del Bosco, the captain for Myrtleford. Inboard once again, a 1-2 to Capillari. And everyone is in the Myrtleford attacking half of the ground. Capillari inside 50. Agosta got a good piece of it, brought it front and square. The Dogs have numbers. It's pinballing around the top of the goal square. The Bulldogs back sick. Must be brave here, and that they are. We'll have a stoppage. Top of the goal square, 15 metres out. Can we get a goal, Lukey? 18 gone for Maccas.
Can we get a goal, Gussie? Oh, look at that. Sharp goes around his body. No, we can't. It's fair to say that Bobby Jackson is better looking than this game.
Thank you.
Here goes Andrews. Out wide to Wilson.
Now, can I pose a question, boys? There is another game of football on today, about 5 minutes down the road at Birralee Park. Do we just pack up at half-time and go and call the Raiders versus Albury? Because the Raiders are in front by a point.
Well, there you go. Here's McCarroll picking it up for the Saints. Charges away, gets one to Curtis. Wide, Maraca. No, he dropped it. Bouncing ball out of bounds, and Gus McLeod is about to blow his top. Wow.
Bobby J, 40 wings.
I'm just thinking the feedback that we got from Mick Spiteri, he's seen a lot of poor football in his time because he's a Collingwood supporter, and I trust his judgment that this is not one of the better games we've seen today. But the prime movers are getting to work. Tom Capillari has had 17 touches.
He would have seen, I reckon, 2 or 3 games today. Spitter as well.
Yeah. Loves his footy.
Stoppage.
Loves his footy.
2-5-17 the Dogs. 1-6-12 the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Hasn't been a great second term for JK Albury Wodonga, but they are great caravans. Go and see the team at Travel Stopway Lavington and jump in a JK this winter. A stoppage, 45 metres out from Myrtleford goal. Nice work from Cossa, feeding it backwards onto Jake Sharp. He got tackled and set upon very quickly by Tom O'Sullivan. And Tom O'Sullivan wins a free kick for the Dogs, out towards the broadcast side. Cassidy gets the half volley but fumbles because the pressure coming from Harry McCarroll was strong, and it's a boundary throw-in. Slightly in front of our broadcast position here. True centre wing on the broadcast side. It's a 5-point lead to the Bulldogs thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. And Luke Francis with the next voice you hear on O&M Live. Thanks to Corowa Tiles and Better Electrical.
Yellen trying to break through. Calagero over the top to Jake Sharp. Right foot snaps it around his body. Nice work from Ollie Greenhill. Across half back for the Doggies. Bobby, we'll get our leading possession getter for each team thanks to 40 wings.
Tom Capillari for the Myrtleford Saints has the 17.
Miller's breaking away here. Bobby, hold the phone. Tom Miller going short. Nice work. And he picks up Spiteri. And we might get a goal here, Gus McLeod, but I can't guarantee it.
Well, Noah's kicked 1 goal 4, so odds would say probably not. But he is he going to get marched around here? What are the umpires doing? They're just providing some feedback here, Lukey, that maybe everyone should depart the vicinity in which Noah's going to have a snap from.
Noah Spiteri.
Why not?
He's a big Simpsons fan, Noah Spiteri, and he's looking more like Ned Flanders every day with that mo. Right foot snap. That's out on the full. Oh, my God. What's going on here? It's 1 point.
That's
It's
5.
one behind. Yeah, 18 plays 12. That's right. 2, 6, 18. And that score has now disappeared off the scoreboard. Plays 12 here, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
5 behinds for Spitzy, Bob.
Yes, I got him depth for 5. Just back to the prime moves, we've got Matty Wilson on 16 and also Tommy Capillari for Myrtleford Saints on 17. So really getting to work those two boys.
And Mick Spiteri on his second glass of red. Tuning in via the Snap Print Solutions TV.
Have a red instead.
Have a red instead. Here we are at Martin Park, 18 to 12. They say games do open up after half time, and my goodness, I hope this does. Out in the Les Cheesley side, it's a stoppage out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Bob J, the 40-wing stats, what are some of the team-based stats? Why is this game being so hard to watch? It looks as if, to me, the pressure gauge is through the roof.
Well, through the middle of the ground, in particular, you're right there, Gus, but the inside 50s are 7 to 5, so that tells us that there's a lot of work going inside, a lot of work going on pressure inside the two arcs.
Ball's gone out of bounds here on the arc at the Pierce Street end. So we're in the second term and we're gone 22 for Macca's, so working up towards a long break.
Bring it on.
Halftime show. Yes. Bobby Jackson just cannot wait for it.
Yes. Could be the highlight of the day.
Could possibly. Yep. So stay tuned for that. Here we go. Boundary umpire throwing the ball back into play. Cossa trying to get rid of Wilson. Calagero, he's been prominent. Mimo brings him down. Noel Bradshaw searching for the Sharon. Yelland and also Tenardi. Umpire again to take it on the boundary line. 2-6-18 plays 1-6-12. Doggies up. Mediocre handy crowd. A little unimpressed at the moment.
Boundary throw-in. Can we get a goal? We're goalless here in the second term. We've got a ruck infringement here.
No, behind the play.
Talk us through this one, Bob Jackson.
Just looks like something's happened off the play. Is that Spitter? And 50 metres. We're going to get our first goal here, boys.
Oh, jeez. I mean, if there was a day where it wouldn't happen, it's today. Spitzy's been marked at the top of the square, Bob.
Well, if he's got 50, that should be on the goal line because the free kick was 49 metres out inside the 50-metre arc.
If it goes to script, though, he will miss.
1 goal,
because
5.
That's the day it's been.
1 goal, 5 for Spitzy. He'll have to kick from 10 metres, which is a nervous range.
He's nailed it.
But he's put it through.
You're guilty.
And he's given his opposition a bit of a cuddle and say, thanks for that one.
Champ.
Noah's kicked his second.
Champed him.
Noah moves to 2 goals, 5 here on O&M Live, and now desperately the Jayco Wodonga second term needed that one. 3-6-24 to 1-6-12. The Bulldogs lead by 12 points.
That was an indiscriminate free kick off the ball there.
Indiscriminate? That's fantastic.
We've had plenty of time to make stuff up here, boys. So that was a free kick that Funky Mill will be really disappointed with just minutes before half-time.
Okay, back in the middle. John Flower Oval, let's have a look. As Cossa gets right up high. Johnson in the ruck now for the Doggies. Maraca brought him down. Bradshaw with it. Umpire said held without it. This one going to Tom Johnson. So they're about to come back in again, the maroon and white. Tommy Johnson, he puts a high ball up. Now where's Burke down there? Here he goes. He's at the front of the pack. Nice work by Sharp. That's Brady brought to the turf by Spiteri. Umpire to take it 20 out from the Pierce Street end.
That was clever by Tom Johnson in the middle there. He was really played it smart against the ruckman and faked the ball up and got the clean stoppage out of the middle.
Inside 50, top of the goal square. Myrtleford trying to work their way around here. Calagero assisted across the bound. Dumped? Did he get dumped?
That should have been.
Oh, the umpire is being a little bit generous there. It's going to be a boundary throw-in, Bobby. I thought it could have been a free.
Yeah, it was a bit unneeded.
So 25 gone here, only the 1 goal in the second term, so the main break is imminent. As O'Sullivan throws it on the boot, pinballs around, Munro slaps it, trying to get some yardage. Nice tackle there from Mimo. Andrews got the ball on to Yellens, now back to Mimo, into the pocket, trying to find Burke, or is it Wilson?
Geez, they look similar, don't they?
It's Burke, it is Big Burke. Both of whom are very hard to differentiate when there is a blue tarp in the middle. But Noah Burke will kick here, and I can actually say that this is the Nick Hines pocket. He kicked 2 goals from this spot on the same day on Anzac Day, Lukey. You were calling it with me. And he's a very, very good set shot, but can he kick it from 45 metres out of bounds? He'll have to start his approach. So Ruben Burke, tightest of all angles to the Pierce Street end. Netball court pocket, right foot kick. I tell you what, that's pretty good. It ain't your pocket anymore, Hig. It belongs to Ruben Burke. Sunjan goal of the day as
It's on
afternoon
here.
tea has been delivered. There's a dust up. We've got a spread. And this is what we've been calling for.
They're all in here.
The second
This
quarter
is
has
on.
just gone from
Calvin's on the bottom of the pack here for the Saints. They're coming in from everywhere. So we've got two spot fires that are broken out here right on half time.
Well, you watch the fight and I'll hook into the party pies.
Well, hang on. That's not a very good deal.
Reuben Burke kicked a brilliant goal and he was just happy to let the Myrtleford boys know all about it to extend the margin to 18 points at quarter time. The fight has broken up as we'll take a break here on O&M Live.
Still going on here.
4:6:30 to 1:6:12. Umpires have taken control. This one will wrap it up on O&M Live and go to the halftime break. There's a bit of spice in this one. The Doggies in front, 30-12,
Wow.
thanks to CMV Truck and Bus and O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Your local time.
Clear.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
So they get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home. There's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
That's 1 minute left on this break, fellas.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot.
30
Fit
seconds here,
for
Speed.
every run.
Donate now to the annual Yeah fundraising campaign. Yeah, young people plus education plus arts equals happiness. Your donation will support artists to deliver immersive creative experiences to 9 regions across Victoria and increase the mental health and wellbeing of over 4,000 young people. Visit rav.net.au/donate.
The halftime break. Join the crew at Macca's today. Visit apply.mcdonalds.com.au. O&M Live on Edge FM.
Welcome back to O&M Live. Luke Francis. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to throw to him when he's got a mouthful of food.
Coach McLeod.
No, it's one of the great. It's one of the worst feelings in radio when you've got a mouthful of food. Bobby J, we had a bit of action. We had a bit of spice in the game, and it took us 24 minutes to get it in the second term.
And it took one of the youngest guys on the field to do it. And you spoke about young Murphy from North Albury through the call there in regards to kicking 5 goals for North Albury. This is Wodonga's version, probably 2 or 3 years behind in progression. You know, young Ruben Burke, we see him coming of age here. In the last game we telecast here against, might have been North Albury, the game, he played well and got votes actually that day. So it took until a nice little mark in front of the, I suppose, the netball court pocket here, and he's slotted it nicely and had a little bit to do, which is a little bit of young spunkness, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a bit of a to-do. And to be fair, that was probably the most excitement in the first half, Luke.
To be fair, it was, yes. Bobby. So,
the game's it hasn't reached any great heights. The good players are playing well, but the finishing skills from both sides in general is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, Bobby, high possession game, but just no scoring. Like the ball just seems like it's going around in circles from end to end quite fast, but they just can't hit the sticks.
Yeah, I think the forward 50 entries and maybe the possession before it goes inside 50 has been poor at best. It'd be good to see the stats during the week in regards to the efficiency rate by foot, which Gus and Panda get access to nice and early before their podcast on Monday. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out because
there's no excuse. I mean, the ground looks perfect. There's no wind.
No wind.
Yeah.
We cannot make an excuse for the players today. Yeah, the pressure's come from poor skills. If the skills are 10% better, we're going to have a lot more scoring opportunities. We're going to have a lot more cleaner football. We're going to have a better call. And we're not going to be frustrated as hell, and excited by a halftime melee and what's going on now with our food at halftime.
Yeah, good point.
I'd rather be talking about the footy than the wonderful sandwiches and food that's been dished up to us at halftime. So. And,
a big shout out to the crew at Wodonga for bringing up a nice feed.
Did you chew?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of the sandwich triangle. It's a speedy sandwich. It's designed for speed.
I did know. That's a great one. I haven't heard that before.
But a big shout out. We do very much appreciate the support and love we get from our friends at all of the Ovens and Murray grounds, with the Bulldogs looking after us in particular. A hot lunch, how good is that?
Yes.
And some nice sweets to wash it down with as well. Around the grounds to Evolution Roofing, Albury lead the Raiders by 10 points at half time. So
not much in it.
Not much in that at all. Wangaratta 42-28 over Lavington. North Albury are absolutely walloping Yarrawonga in that contest there. Josh Murphy is playing a breakout game. He's kicked 7 goals, one at half time, has Big Murph, and I'll tell you what, he's a man that has a lot of swagger. Won't the swagger be strutting around tonight?
Has Josh Minogue hit the scoreboard?
He's got 2. He's got 2. Wangaratta leads 7-4-46 to Corowa 2-3-15. So I was probably expecting that to be the case at half time, and the real test will be whether the Roos can maintain the Wangaratta Rovers burst, and a bit of a rev they'll probably cop at half time. And here at the Martin Park, it's 3-6-24 to 1-6-12. Goal kickers, Noah Spiteri kicked 2 goals, 5. Ruben Burke has kicked 1 goal, 1. And whilst for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, Matty Munro has kicked 1 goal. We've got a minor score to Diesel Beatty and, of course, Riley Smith. The rest have been rushed across. And I reckon that 1 goal from Matty Munro might be one of his few touches, Bobby J, on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, well, I've only got Matty down for 3 touches to half-time, but being a quality player that he is, he'll hopefully rectify that after half time. But some of the prime movers for both sides, we kept an eye on. Noah Bradshaw's had the 16. Matty Wilson's had 16 also at half time. Tommy O'Sullivan's had a fair bit of the footy through the midfield. He's had 15. Charlie Morrison across half back. He's had the 9 touches with a couple of intercept marks as well. For Myrtleford, we've had Jackson East, who's had a really consistent game so far with 13 touches to half time. Tommy Capillari, he's been outstanding. He's been the linchpin through the middle and a bit of an extraction type role as well. He's had the 17 touches. Simon Curtis got to work that second quarter. He had 6 touches, but 8 in total. And Mitch Tenardi, who's really prominent in that first half of that second quarter, he had 5 touches early doors, and he's had 11 for the half. So all the prime movers are getting hands on the footy. We probably need more of that with those players to lift the standard of the game that we're seeing at the moment. But inside 50s, you're looking at 20 to 15 Wodonga's way. Free kicks are even. Clearances. Wodonga's still got a bit of prominence there as well. They're leading the clearances 14 to 5 around the ground. So, there's your stats up to date for 40 Winks.
Been
Gus.
really impressed
Great
with
work, Bobby.
the game of Mitch Tenardi.
Yes.
His work rate is superb. Where he's getting the ball, he's getting it at half back, and then he got on the wing, and then he's got it half forward, and then he's got the ball at half back again, and then he's in the engine room, and he's here, there, and everywhere. I just reckon Myrtleford needs some guys to jump on board with him and maybe not force him to carry as much of the grunt work that he's doing, because he's the barometer for Myrtleford at the minute. There's just not many people helping him out, Bobby.
Oh, it's exactly right. You need your good. The good players are getting plenty of the footy, as I've just mentioned there with the halftime stats for 40 Winks. But also you need your B grades and C grades really to step up and fill the void that fill the void of the quality of football that's been played.
Brodie Riccardi's got to get involved, doesn't he? I mean, he's
one touch at halftime.
Yeah, he's a live wire that when he gets going, he could really spark this game. They need him in the second half, and if he's going to get up and about, well, I reckon he could be one reason why the Saints could surge ahead. Gus McLeod?
You caught him.
He's on him. You know what he's doing? He's eating those aerodynamic sandwiches.
So he paints the picture. People are going, why are these blokes having a sandwich? We got here at what time, Bobby?
Oh, I was late.
No, I reckon we got here early, 11:50.
Oh, that's right. Yes, sorry.
This morning.
Yes.
And we haven't really stopped until now. We've had tech errors. We've had multiple broadcasters set up.
And we've had party pies and sausage rolls.
And if I don't get in now, I reckon you blokes might beat me to it. But one of the things that I've noticed in this game of footy too, boys, is you've got the Whale in the ruck, or the son of the Whale.
The Whale?
That was that was Big Nugent's nickname, the Whale,
Yes,
back in the day.
Certainly was. Premiership player.
Zach Nugent, who's in the ruck, who famously got smoked against Isaac Muller one day.
Very famous.
I think you actually are still giggling about that call.
I am.
Lukey, but he's up against a genuine 1-2 punch here.
And he's done well.
And Myrtleford need to get some certainty out of Toby Cossa and Riley Smith, because they're very good ruckmen, but they're not doing a good enough job, in my opinion, up against the Whale, who, in my opinion...
The Whale.
Well, he's the second ruckman for the Bulldogs, and Tom Osmudley's not in the side.
Now, something I've just noticed here, Gus, is Wodonga are out extremely early.
Very early,
and I've seen one of the assistant coaches in Brett Doswell carrying out a handful of footy, so I'm thinking that they might have a skill session here at half time.
A little bit of touch.
Well, it's not as silly as it sounds, and that's... Yeah, they've read the same. They've read the same script we've read, because they're obviously not happy with the standard of footy that's been dished up, and they're getting out a bit early to touch some footy. So that's something that's coaching on the run. That's in the middle of a game of whatever sport you're playing. You're able to make adjustments. So I'll be interested to see how this all unfolds, Gus. That they're out so early,
and a bit of sliding doors as well too. Today is only the third game that Jared Twitt and Jack O'Sullivan will coach together this year. Yep. Of course, a playing coach and a non-playing coach that are forced now into both being non-players, with Jack O'Sullivan ruled out for the majority of the year with a nasty injury. So fingers crossed they can get this dynamic right and maybe start having a bit more ascendancy from the coach's box.
Yeah, he's... I can just see young Jack O'Sullivan down there talking to Big T down the sideline. He's carrying the whiteboard, so he's got the look happening. He's got the earphones on, so he's certainly got the look for the coaching on the sideline. So, yeah, you're dead right there. And this will be good for his education too, to be standing beside Jared and Big Tomo and Brett Doswell, who've got an absolute truckload of experience at this level, and also at coaching. So he'll have a great education standing next to those guys, and he'd love nothing more to be out there and put a stop to what's going on at the moment. But he'll get a world of experience out of this.
Be interesting to see what sort of start we get to this third term, because just prior to half time, we've got to repeat, there were a couple of little spot fires And the goal kicked in the pocket, wasn't there, Gussie, down here, and it was a beauty.
Ruben Burke.
And then in came the players, and it was on. A few tumbled to the turf.
Well, Myrtleford are out on the ground now, and they've beaten the umpires, so we might take a break just to make sure we don't miss the bounce of the ball in the second half, but I'm really keen to see how both sides respond after a mediocre first half of footy. 30 plays 12. It's the Dogs in front of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints here at Martin Park in Wodonga. Stick with us. This game will get better. I promise. Or I hope. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes. So if it's legal, it's
How we
possible.
going, Will?
Tobin Brothers Funerals.
1 minute
family owned
53.
Since 1934.
2 minutes.
And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
It's good calling for such a slow game.
How many we got now, Will? How long are we?
1:23.
1 minute 20, Gussie.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes, which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
I want to get it over and done with.
That means it's a long post.
Adroit Insurance and
1
Risk,
minute.
your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot.
30
Fit
seconds.
for every
Yeah, here it
run.
is.
Getting classic lunches and fabulous dinners Thursday to Sunday with something for everyone. Check their socials for updates on live music, theme nights, meals and specials. A corporate catch. O&N Live on Edge FM.
Well, looks like everyone wanted to get this game back underway because the umpires started 4 minutes early after coming back, and we're inside 50 now. Haven't missed anything. We'll get a boundary throw in 50 metres out from the goal of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, thanks to Albury Wodonga MG.
I've never seen that before, Gussie. That is...
The timekeepers have confirmed it for us. They were 4 minutes early.
That's extraordinary. They must be as sick of it as what we are.
It's a joke is what it is. Luke Francis, thanks to Corowa Better.
Yeah, 4-6-30 plays 1-6-12. Wodonga Bulldogs up. Start of the third term. Strong contest. Dark of the 50, Pearce Street end. And the umpire to take control here. He'll grab the Sharon. So let's have a look down there. Who can sort out a win at the coalface? Smith, big swipe at it. Stevens brought to ground. Umpire again to take control. So this game hasn't really got off the ground. I think it'd be fair to say. Here's East to Capillari. Left foot, tries to swing one towards home. Doggy's back there. And you guessed it. Charlie Morrison thumps it out for the Dogs, and he picks up Matt Soroczynski.
Soroczynski, who's got it across half back in front of the cricket nets here. Lowers the eyes, finds a target. Oh, didn't quite hold on to the mark there in the end. I think it was... Soroczynski was the man who kicked it. Running backwards there is Aaron Reachman. He was a little bit slow to get up there. I think he got a bit of nice attention coming through. Boundary throw in. Les Cheesley side. Tap one down there by Cossar to no advantage. It spills out of bounds for another restart. What are some of the 40-wing stats that are going to be hot on the agenda to start the third term, Bob?
Well, I'm hoping the inside 50s is going to be nice and high with some clear entries. And if we get the clear entries that we're hoping for, then the scoreboard will start to tick over nicely. So I think they owe it to us the second half.
O'Sullivan brought to ground. And then going in the Sades here, here's Munro trying to break away from the contest to Maraca and on to Curtis. Simon swings one back, centering kick here. McCarroll at the back. Doggies do well. They still hold up. McCarroll gets out the back, hands it off. Now Brennan's after it. Front spot here, Bradshaw. Will sees it across the chalk in the pocket. So have a boundary throw in. So many stoppages in this football game. Boundary throw ins and ball ups. Stoppage after stoppage. Let's have a look.
Stoppage number 65 for the game.
I reckon that'd be right. Is that fair income, Bobby?
That's fair income. I'm keeping 40 winks on those.
Oh, great work. Okay, over the back. Johnson tried to get a handball, went straight up in the air. Tom has another swipe at it. Smith, stolen by Yellen. Hurriedly on the boot here. Here's Damon Harrington. Left foot going for home. That one forced out of bounds on the full. Oh, wow.
And that was from 20 metres out, dead set in front. So that's been the pattern of the day. Anyone think we're playing in a gale wind and 40 foot of rain. But unfortunately,
we're not.
I hate to harp on about it, but we really need a turn of events really shortly with Gabe Carruthers kicking the ball outside 50.
So Carruthers, long ball out. They go up in the pack. Ferguson, quick ball to Munro. Tom O'Sullivan over the top to Miller.
We really need a turn of events really shortly with Gabe Carruthers kicking the ball outside 50.
So Carruthers, long ball out. So he's backward as centre. They go up in the pack. Takes off now, Tom. Ferguson, quick ball to Munro. Try to get one inside. Tom O'Sullivan over the top to Miller.
We really need a turn of events really shortly with Gabe Carruthers kicking the ball outside 50.
So Carruthers, long ball out. So he's backward as centre. They go up in the pack. Takes off now. Third term okay. Smith with a high ball going up now. Or over the back. In goes Greenhill off the ground. What's happened? It's gone through for one behind. It's hit the post and there'll be one minus score. So 30 plays 13. We've lost a score off the scoreboard. We've had an audio issue. It's all going on here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. So in the back pocket now, it's Yelland. We'll get a 40 wing stats update very shortly from you, Bobby. We'll get one now because it's gone out of bounds here right of centre wing broadcast side.
Just put a mouthful of lollies down. I've just swallowed that whole, thanks, Lukey. So you've caught everyone out today, mate, with that sort of stuff. But 40 winks. Tommy Capillari's had a nice start as well as Simon Curtis. And Matty Munro's got to work early in this quarter as well. They've all sort of put their foot down.
Riccardi, very quiet in the first half. Here's Greenhill. Short to Soroczynski. Now the Doggies, can they get some run off half back? Most of their players are forward of the ball here. Miller right up the ground. Now, what are his options? Jet Cassidy's leading inside 50. Tom O'Sullivan's going back. He'll go short now to Cade Memo. So we lost the scoreboard here. It's dropped out at John Farrell Martin Park. My goodness, what else? Here's Memo. He'll go short to Tom Miller. Now, he's 55 out. Surely he couldn't kick this, Bobby. You'd have to find someone inside 50 here. Hospital end.
Looking for a target.
And he goes short now. Calvin falls into the hands of Jet Cassidy. And he takes the mark.
Gee, Spitter played that. Noel Spiteri played that really, really well. He ran on purpose underneath the flight of the ball. And young Jet Cassidy was following in the space after him. And it was Johnny on the spot with the mark there, chest mark. Beautifully played. Spitter was very clever in what he did there. So this is a tough shot on goal for Jet Cassidy in the pocket. 25 metres out, scoreboard side, non-scoreboard side.
Yeah, that's it. Well, no scoreboard at all. It's gone blank. We've lost it. 30 plays 13. We've got in the box here. Jet Cassidy, right foot. He's gone with a drop punt. Hospital end.
He's kicked it.
He's steered it through. That's a beauty. So a steal on goal of the day to Jet Cassidy, and they break away. Saints are in trouble at John Flower Oval, Martin Park.
That's a classy finish by the young man. That was he's got plenty of talent. He's just had one of those up and down seasons as you do with a second-year first-grade player, but that was all class, and he slotted that through. And the Bulldogs have kicked the last 4 goals of the game. They're up and about.
Certainly are. So we've got a game that's really starting to favour the Bulldogs now. They've just screwed down the Saints in the contest today. Numbers around the ball and choked it. The Saints started the term well, but they just can't capitalise. They can't get a score on the board. Back in the middle again. Big swipe out by Cossa. Calagera, he tries to break through to Munro. Out the back to Capillari. So they linked up beautifully there. Short ball, gee, that was smart. To Munro, and Matt runs on. Gets one deep. Bren punched away from him. And then Sharp. Riley, he swings one back. Smith is under this and takes the mark. Riley Smith takes it 25 out directly in front. Bobby, they need this and must go through.
Important players got their hands on the ball early in that play. Munro and Capillari got the ball inside 50, and Sharp, just smart, just got the ball to the top of the square where the young Smith had the height advantage and the muscle advantage, and a shot on goal 20 metres out.
Yeah, great play from Riley Sharp to get a centering ball to Smith, and the big man is about to slot it. Yeah, he likes it. He pumps up the Saints. So 36 plays 19. 36 plays 19. Doggies up at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. Saints hit back.
Good finish, much needed. The Saints have struggled for an avenue to goal, so hopefully the big fella who had a massive mismatch down forward, and there's some matchups there that they can take advantage of. Sharp has been, and Smith down forward, they've got some options there that they can use. They've just got to get some clean, quick footy in it, and as I said, Munro and Capillari had their hands on the footy early in that passage.
We called for Big Smithy to lift here at half-time, and Toby Cossa, just what the doctor ordered. Cossa has gone to full forward. Smith's now in the guts. Nugent, his opposing ruckman, tackled hard by Maraca. Umpires let it go. Toe poked forward. Running onto this one. Bradshaw left it behind. Coming through was Stevens. Now Jake Sharp. Sharked at it. Now mopped up by the Alpine Saint, trying to find Riccardi. Out of bounds on the full. I reckon, judging by Riccardi's body. Yep, out of bounds on the full there was the kick from Maraca. So Bulldogs retreat. In the hands now of Andrews, the left footer. Dangerous kick inboard. Mimo's up to the task. Between half-back and full-back, he kicks out wide to Johnson. Johnson on the left finds a running target in Cassidy. Cassidy kicks to Bradshaw, and Bradshaw marks.
Jake Bradshaw goes short to Wilson. Gee, took a good mark there. Saints coming at him from all types of directions. Here he goes, Matt. Now he wants to feign. He gets around. He goes back inside. He lobs it inside 50. Hospital led. Wow. Sullivan and also Jake Sharp came out and met. Fantastic footy. Jorgensen swung around to Will Bradshaw. Greenhill. Out the back he goes, Ollie to Jake Bradshaw. They go in. Look at that. To Tom O'Sullivan. That is probably the best football we've seen all day, Bobby.
Certainly has. And good clean hands around the contest and then find some space. You know, Tommy O'Sullivan come flying through a contest there before and found himself on the back side of that into some space where the delivery by Bradshaw was outstanding, and you kicked the ball to space where he had an opportunity to mark the footy as Matty Wilson comes off the ground here. Just keep an eye on that. Yeah,
patient in the build-up here, the Doggies. A lot of possessions in close. Tom O'Sullivan, outstanding in the rep game last week versus the Goulburn Valley. He launches one from 45. That's a gem. A beautiful goal, a steal on goal of the day from Tom O'Sullivan. The Doggies get away again. 42 plays, 19 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. This is 102.1 at Edge FM.
Quality finish there by Tom. So you expect that from one of your better players. He's got plenty of footy today. That's touch number 19 today for him, and he's been one of their prime ball movers through the middle, along with Noel Bradshaw and Matty Wilson. So those three guys in particular, hold the fate of the Wodonga Footy Club in their hands today with a 23-point margin.
Game high leader, 23 points, Bobby J, and we're 10 minutes in, and we've already had more goals than what we did in the second term.
Well, that wasn't hard to beat.
No, it certainly wasn't. 19 plays 42 for Peter Bowen Holmes. It's the Bulldogs in front as the Alpine Saints win the clearance. Riccardi looks dangerous, pirouettes, but tackled immediately by Reachman. But the umpire said no pride, good officiating for mine.
Early stat, 4 clearances to 2 for the Myrtleford Saints, so they're really getting upper hand there now.
Smith won the tap. O'Sullivan tried to crumb but was dispossessed, and the umpire calls for a stoppage. He'll throw it up 45 metres out from Saints' goal. Up it goes. Smith won the tap. Munro sharked at the back. Tenardi set upon by Jorgensen. Umpire calls for play on. Pinballs around at the contest. Munro was there. Lost his footing, and Yelland looked to be a little bit slow to get up. He's okay. We'll ball it up 50 metres out. See if you can get a clearance here, Lukey, for Corowa Tiles.
I'll try, Gussie. 23-point margin at the moment in the favour of Maroon and White. As we get a stoppage, 40 out from goal here, Pearce Street End. So I think we all agree it's not the greatest game of O&M football we've ever seen. But this game yet to be locked down by the Bulldogs. Still alive for the Satyrs. Here's Yelland going in low. Munro tried to swing one out by a hand pass. Harrington. Jorgensen's got him. So too Greenhill there. Umpire to take it again. So many stoppages. How many are we up to at the moment now, Bobby?
That's 72.
72. My goodness, we're gone 12 for Maccas in the third term. Diesel Beatty, Bobby Jackson doing some fantastic work for 40 Winks. Saints go in, nice work. And here they come. Reachman, he's bouncing his way outside 50. In fact, it's Tom O'Sullivan for the Doggies, and he gets a clearing kick.
He does, up to half forward. Nutmeg Spiteri. Out the back was Ferguson for Myrtleford. Chiselling ball to Sharp. Between the centre circle and the edge of the square, ball's with Riley, who kicks out wide. It's an okay kick. Diesel Beatty has another option in Jake Sharp. This is where you need your good ball users. The kick from Sharp inside 50, got Riccardi. And getting there a little bit late was Gabe Crothers. Riccardi's going to play on to the Pearce Street end. Brodie, worm burner, marked on the line. It's been marked on the goal line by a Saint.
Tenardi.
And it's Mitch Tenardi tied up in the pocket. He just hid behind the behind post there, Lukey.
He did.
He was just trying to hide.
Like a thief in the night.
Now, he's kicking this one adjacent to the goal line, 15 metres out. So the banana's going to be the option here. He's going to run around now, gains 15 metres, snaps, and gets it.
Game on.
Game on here via Mitch Tenardi. 42 plays 25. It's the Bulldogs in front of the Saints. And this is a much better second half, thanks to Albury Wodonga MG.
Yeah, a couple of quality touches there through the midfield, as Gus called it beautifully there. A couple of sharps touching the footy onto Riccardi. So all the big plays coming to the fore there for the Myrtleford Saints, and a little bit of a up-country punt there from. I had to say that properly, didn't I? That was nervous about saying that.
You are very,
Brodie
very
Riccardi,
game, Bob Jackson.
Oh, jeez, I was nervous about that. I was going to say it. I just had to back myself.
Don't try it again. Rodio back in the middle. 42 playing 25 here. Doggies up. Here's Yellen breaking away from the middle. They try and respond. Nice work from Calvin on half-back for the Saints. Here they go, the Tricolours trying to work their way back into this round 7 clash on O&M Live 102.1 Edge FM. They come wide here to the broadcast side. East got pushed off the ball. Now let's have a look down there. Here goes Yellen, gets a handball inboard. Over the top to Burke, and then back to Greenhill. He's got a man here in Jet Cassidy. Faines goes back inside. Greenhill wants it out of bounds.
That was not out.
So Bob Jackson very disappointed in the boundary umpire there. He believed it was in. Ball's gone out, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Boys, I'm not sure if you can see what I'm just seeing.
The sandwiches are gone, Cassie.
Well, we put them in the back of the box to give us some nice working space, and it's been thieved.
Christine.
Bobby's going to try and get them back.
We haven't finished those yet.
Big tackle.
Christine's on her way back.
Christine.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Christine's gone down.
Oh, no. But the sandwiches survived.
Thank you, Christine.
What about Christine?
Christine,
she is a star.
That's a Mawson's Concrete Player of the Day.
3 votes to Christine.
Christine Beatty, 3 votes.
Inside 50's the ball here for the Dogs. Bradshaw fed it back to Miller. Snapping from 45, Tommy Miller.
It's all happening.
Got it. We've got sandwiches on the ground. Christine's gone over. Miller's kicked the goal. The game's opened up. We've got everything at Martin Park. Goal to the Doggies. Margin's back out to 23.
Good stuff. Well, I was totally distracted. I was trying to save the day. That's what I was trying to do with the cakes. And Christine Kamacropper, I love her.
Have a cake, Gussie. Have a cake.
She's one of the great Wodonga people, Christine Beattie, and she's a fantastic lady. And she came flying back up the stairs and took a little bit of a tumble, but she's tough as old teeth. She's back up and going again. So, good goal to Wodonga. Got no idea who kicked that one, Gus. Miller, beautiful. Tommy Miller's had a bit of a day here in the second half, so he's done well.
Yeah, great work from Christine. She's tougher than a $2 steak. Here's Wilson, Maraca. And this one's going to be tied up again. Stoppage number, Bobby?
73.
73 is the lucky number. Check your tickets. Cossa gets one down to Colagero. Ball rebounds out. Yellen got swung around by Curtis. Look at those two big bulls in there.
He's been big the last 5-10 minutes, Bull Yellen. He's been around the stoppages, really provided some starch around there for Wodonga.
He looks quite lean this year too, boys. I reckon he's dropped a couple, adding some aerobic capacity to his game, Luke.
16.5 we're gone for Maccas in the third term. Mr. Gus McLeod, who's calling for the Northo Hotel. Got Bob Jackson, thanks to 40 weeks. Now the Sailor's away here. Maraca's about to pick it up.
And he set it out wide. Wasn't the best, but it works okay. Inboard. Simon Curtis for Myrtleford. Well held on the man on the mark there by Jorgensen. Now Curtis plays on the right foot kick. Inside 50 for Myrtleford. Smith on the half volley. Got a bad bounce. Tapped it into a bit of space. Jackson East went underground trying to find Jake Sharp. Head over the foot. He lost his footing. Punched it into space. Reachman for the Dogs. Set upon. Morrison gathers for Wodonga. Retreats by a hand. Andrews wants to find the left. Dangerous ball. Asking a lot of Soroczynski, but he's up to the challenge. Sharp's hot in pursuit. Got a little toe poke. Now it's Smith for the Saints. Handballing over the top. Trying to find Harrington on the half volley. What a tackle from Soroczynski. Sees him across the boundary line for a stoppage. And allows the Wodonga Bulldogs to set up behind the play.
Good work there by Soroczynski. He had to get that defensive mind on him after he fumbled the ball and cost the Bulldogs some clean footy down the field. So defensively, very, very good there.
Doggies up by 23, 4 goals. Now here's Christine. How you going, Christine? You're
what
okay?
A star Christine is. 3 votes.
Maraca over the top to Beattie. Pethy Bridge. Here's Del Bosco. Picks it up. Tries to get around Wilson. Umpire let it go. Spiteri's there. He's over the top. Now he's in trouble. Surely the Saints in trouble. Yep.
Good call.
And the Doggies to get it. So Del Bosco got ping. Spiteri. Now he's got Jake Bradshaw on wide. He elects to go more direct. O'Sullivan gets up. Goes through his hands. Saints hold up through Beattie. They try to get it to Maraca. They do. This game's gone up a notch. 23-point margin at the moment. Doggies up.
They certainly are. They got the ball inside 50. Well done, Bradshaw. Tracking that one was Jake, but Myrtleford have numbers. Miller applies some offensive pressure. Pinballs around. Burke head over the footy. Now the Dogs have numbers. Breaking away is Wilson. In fact, it's Ruben Burke, but no one was there. Uncontested on the goal line. Myrtleford survive a scare. And they're going to bring it out to the broadcast side. Kicks a nice one. Finds Maraca. He goes via hand to Sharp. This is Brady, who exits defensive 50. Trying to find Colagero. A bit too hot for him. Coming in is Crothers. Well done, Gabe. Handballs over the top. Missed his target. Munro intervenes for the Saints. And the umpire calls for a stoppage. 19 minutes gone here on O&M Live. Thanks to Maccas. 25-48. The Bulldogs in front on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. Umpires Hughes, Swanpool and Henderson have officiated this game well, and Henderson gets us going once again. Head over the football. Curtis, like a bulldog, just trying to burrow his way through up against Mimo. And once again, another stoppage thanks to Bob Jackson's 40-wing stat sheet.
That's stoppage number 76, Gus. But, as we said earlier, Dawes, the inside 50 is a 7 to 3 Myrtleford's way, so they want to be getting a bit more bang for their buck going inside 50.
Gone close to 20 in the third, thanks to Maccas. 48 plays 25. 48 plays 25. Wodonga up. Here's Bren. Just left of centre wing. And Declan goes with a 25-metre kick. Curtis, look at that. Back with the flight. Handballs it off to Maraca. Yellen was after him. Now gets his handball away. Cossa's got it. Or off his shin. Greenhill. Off to Johnson. So they hold up again, the Doggies. Here's Jorgensen at the back. Cassidy takes it at the front. Now Jorgensen is on the move back. He gets it off to Soroczynski, does Jet. And here goes Matt. Beautiful kick to Miller, going back and takes the chest mark. Great footy from the Doggies. Bob Jackson,
Fantastic play here, centre wing. Young Cassie ran past for the handball, and they honoured the run and created that overlap and fast ball movement that they're craving for, Wodonga. And once you get clean ball movement and fast ball movement, then the forward 50 is open. And this fella, Tom Miller, he's had a real impact this last quarter, where he's been smart and clever with the way he's been putting himself in good positions.
Yeah, he goes about his footy in a professional manner, Tom Miller. This to get it out to 29 points and 5 goals. Oh, he's hit the post. So the Saints still alive here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park, on a Saturday afternoon in round 7.
Miller hits the stick. The Saints total to 1-1 this quarter. And the 20-minute mark, the Saints had loved one on the eve of three-quarter time. They kick in from full-back, opting to gain yardage. Greenhill's at the back. He kicks long down the line for the Wodonga Bulldogs, but it spills out of bounds. Boundary throw-in, 80 metres from Bulldogs' goal. 49 plays 25. The Dogs in front as you go to Bob Jackson for 40 winks.
Yep, Tom Capillari, he's just stagnant a little bit in this quarter with only 4 touches, but he's got 21 for the day. Simon Curtis is one that's gone about his business. He's got 6 touches so far this quarter, so he's really started to put an impact on this game.
Munro tries to tap it to his own advantage. The Bulldogs intervene. Nico Stevens, that's holding the ball. Free kick. It's going to be against Bradshaw, I should say, and it's going to go the way of the Alpine Saints. Curtis looks sore here, Bob. Is he a bit of a bruised and battered warrior, or is he injured?
You got the warrior bit right. He'll be okay. He's fine. He's just walking it off. He's been around long enough to know what he can and can't do, and he's going to be okay.
Capillari, long down the line for Myrtleford to a contest. Flying was Johnson, brought it front and centre. East worked his way into the game nicely. He gathers, throws it on the left to a contest. Riccardi dropped the mark he should have taken. Now Sharp throws it on the boot. Top of the goal square for Myrtleford, trying to find Bren. In a wrestle here with Crothers, got a bad bounce. Kicking optimistically, is it through?
Yep.
No, it's touched. Liam Andrews got a crucial fingertip on that.
Didn't he?
That'll save a certain goal there for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Well done, Liam Andrews, and he'll kick in from fullback.
Perfectly called by Gus McLeod for the Northo Hotel. And Andrews goes with a long one from the fullback position. Beautiful to Jake Bradshaw, and the Doggies are on the move. Look at them go. Right out wide here, turns it over to Pethiebridge. So Saints with possession, and they really need to generate 6 points out of this. Here's Damon Harrington. What can they link together? Low ball, wasn't good enough for Bren. Poor kick. Mimo, he's played a great game off to Matt Wilson. Speaking of playing great games, he's been wonderful. Has a bounce, puts it on the right, sends it inside 50. Calvin copped a push in the back from Spiteri. Umpire happy to let it go. Ball out of bounds just around from the scoreboard.
Bobby J, I've had some feedback coming through from Steve at Game Traffic and Contracting, suggesting that Christine should be presented the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that at all. That's a fantastic suggestion. We'll take that on board.
Yeah, that is a super suggestion. She'll get the 3 MVP votes too. And the Mawson's Concrete tough nut of the day, Christine.
Oh, hell yeah.
Went down with a plate of sandwiches and then
bounced back up and delivered sweets.
Off the canvas and passed it back through the window. It was wonderful stuff. Here's Cossa live on O&M. Live, 102.1 Edge FM. Here's East. He breaks away. Now he's looking for Sharp and gets him. Nice work. So Riley is about to kick it forward now. And he goes long. Smith's got to mark this if there's any hope. Over the back it goes. Bouncing ball. Smith can get back on this. Doggy's doing well. Smith wins front spot. Riccardi after it. Ball out of bounds in the pocket.
Fantastic result there for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Bobby, when you're a big ruckman, you're not meant to run back with the flight. You want the ball so you can lead up and present and hit the contest with pace.
Into space, in front of the big fella. Like he had the perfect mismatch there to take a mark 15 metres out. He just needed the kick to be better. 49
to 25, or 26, I should say. The Bulldogs tied up in defence. Noah Bradshaw takes a bounce in the goal square. Dangerous as he finds the right. Les Cheesley side of the ground. Sorochinski out-muscled his opponent. He looks to be away. Sorochinski's running with pace. They can't catch him. I reckon Christine's delivered some more food. You bloody beauty. Ruben Burke, 55 from home for the Dogs. Inside 52 on 1. Spiteri went back courageously and got a free kick. I don't know what the free kick was for. I thought Pethiebridge got him fairly. But umpire Matthew Hughes officiated a free kick to Noah Spiteri, tied up in the pocket. And he's having a look for his third.
Yeah, high contact, Gus, I do believe, was the signal, and he just stood up grabbing his melon there, Noah. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of kick he goes with. He's going a straight drop punt here.
So Bobby reckons the drop punt. I reckon he'll go the check side. This to bring the margin to 29 points a game high. Drop punt's the option, and he's missed. He snuck it through for a minor score. So Noah Spiteri moves to 2 goals 6. 2 goals 6 for Spitzy. And let's hope he can find the big sticks. He's getting plenty of looks.
You get that with players like Noah. You can either get 6 goals 2 or 2 goals 6. So there's still plenty of time left for him to turn the things around.
Third term for Aubrey Wodonga MG. Here's Munro and a chipping high ball out wide to Capillari. Such a young, talented player. And he just calls off the hand pass, and then he goes with a high, long kick. And he's looking for Cossa. He dropped the mark. Umpire's going to say front on contact against Spiteri, so Cossa will take it. So the Saints, and they get one inboard to Maraca. They're on the move to Harrington. Here goes Damon, and he thumps it in now. They get an entry. Sharp at the back. Nice use of the body. Picks it up.
Oh, no.
Siren went. It won't be a goal.
Won't be anything.
And the umpire calls it off, Gussie. So 7-8-50. The Saints almost robbed. 7-8-50 plays 3-8-26. Doggies up. This is O&M Live on 102.1 Edge FM. And on O&M Live, Gussie, you will not miss
a thing.
Unless a siren goes.
Your local tyre powered. We've moved our live radio streaming and all our podcasts across to Listener. To keep listening, we'd love you to join us on Listener.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home. There's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
One Edge FM on Facebook, Instagram and the Listener app. O&M Live on Edge FM.
Well, we had 5 goals up until half-time, and we had 5 goals in the third term. The game's opening up here at Martin Park in Wodonga. 50 plays 26. Myrtleford robbed of a goal on the three-quarter time siren, but they have fate in their own hands. They're well and truly up to this game in their eyeballs, Bobby. And the 40-wing stat sheet will suggest that. Talk us through how the Saints are going to navigate their way into a victory here, because they're going to have to double their score after three-quarter time.
Yeah, certainly you did right there, Gus. Their prime movers got to work, and in particular Simon Curtis. He had an influential quarter where he had the 6 touches, but they were pushing forward to 50, where he normally gets his possessions across half-back. So he was working his way through the middle of the ground, pushing the ball inside 50, giving the forward 50s options. Now, Tommy Capillari, again, had another strong quarter. He had 24 for the day. Jackson East has had 8. For the Wodonga Bulldogs, Noel Bradshaw's had 18, Matt Wilson 19, and Tommy O'Sullivan's had 20. So the stat that stood out for me in that quarter was the 10 inside 50s to 5 for Myrtleford. So they're getting the opportunities inside 50, and as we spoke about in the first half, they just need to finish off. If they're finishing off their work, this game's well and truly up for grabs. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. And the way that Wodonga have been defending, this is going to be it's going to be a tough score to pick back, but they just get some clean entries and get a couple early scores, then things might go their way. Around the grounds, Mr. Stokes pull well. Josh Murphy's just kicked his 9th for the North Albury Hoppers at three-quarter time. They lead 117 to 58. 1 point lead to Lavington over the Magpies at three-quarter time. Albury have kicked away to lead by 50 points over the Raiders, and Corowa trail 42 to 70 on the eve of three-quarter time at the WJ Finlay Oval. Whilst here at Martin Park, it's been the tale of two sides kicking horrendously. 7-8-50 to 3-8-26. The Dogs are in front as we gear up for the final term on O&M Live, thanks to Tyre Power. And here's Luke Francis. The Dogs to the left, or the Saints to the left, the Dogs to the right. And let's hope the Saints can bounce back in the final term.
Yeah, can they bridge the gap? That's the question. Let's have a look. Noah Bradshaw got swung around in the middle. Munro, left foot. He sends one to Truce and a half forward ball coming back. So it's coming right back to the centre here.
Good officiating, Luke.
Yep, so no advantage play, and Smith's going to take it. So Smith, Riley, very short, picks up Del Bosco. Tom O'Sullivan mans the mark, 50 playing 26. Dogs lead at Martin Park. Good kick. And the mark has been taken by East. So Jackson, I'd say, be right on his range here, right on his limit. Bobby, what do you think?
Yeah, he's a prodigious kicker of football. This will take every ounce of him, though. He's only a little fella.
Here's Jackson. Can the Saints work their way back into this football game? He's got onto that. That's a ripper. A steer line goal of the day from Jackson East. The Saints still alive at John Flower Oval, Martin Park.
To say they needed that was for a perfect start in the last quarter is an understatement. That was a nice clean clearance out of the middle, forward 50 entry, great leader mark. Jackson East playing forward of the footy to start this quarter, and it was a great finish, fantastic finish.
Then throws on the right, inside 50. Big contest forms. Back of the pack is Calveen. Sees it into the post for a minor score. 51 plays 32. Myrtleford have it at full back for Baltic Switchboards.
And they're not mucking around. They go straight up the middle here. Now McCarroll's on, takes it. Del Bosco ducks out the back. Munro wants it. He goes for him now. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful mark over the top by Cruvis. And the Doggies, they send it right out wide. They cast it to Soroczynski, who goes with a 25-metre kick now to the half-forward flank. Miller playing in front of Curtis. Simon gets a fist of the ball out of bounds. So 7-8-50. Plays 4-8-32. 7-8-50 plays 4-8-32. We've got the Doggies up over the Saints. Last term for tyre power on a sunny day. John Flower Oval, Martin Park. We hit a top of 16 degrees today. Got to say, the second half has been a Smith, Munro, he nearly got to the contest. Mimo, he's played a very good game for the Dogs. He's brought to the John Flower Oval turf, and we will have a stoppage.
He's been creative, hasn't he, Mimo? He gets his hand on the foot. He's always productive when he gets the football, so he could be important this last quarter.
Yeah, he's a great little player, Bobby. Munro in short. Miller comes out. He's tackled by a couple of Saints. Munro's in there, so too Capillari. And again, the man in green to take it.
Just back on Mimo, he's dogged by injuries last season, and he's come out the other side. Great character from the young fella, and to see him playing some good footy, back playing some good footy is great to see. You know, he's a talented youngster, and now start to hit his straps.
Tom Miller, very ginger, getting up from the contest, just clutching his groin as Tom. Coming out was Calagero. Maraca gets a handball back to Ferguson. Tries to palm off Mimo. You won't get away from him.
There's your man.
Cade brings him down, Bobby. That was fantastic.
Yeah, little fella.
And he lets Ferguson know about it. So if the Doggies could get one here, gee, to make it hard for the Saints. Cade is 75 out. There's not much space down there, so he just pops it up. Now, where's Burke and Spiteri? Spiteri was at the front. Adam Jorgensen ducks around. Right foot rolling through. They've got it. That might get them home. There's a long way to go yet, but gee, that's an important...
It's a minor.
What's happened?
I reckon the goal umpire's either brought him in for a chat or he's given the one finger.
Oh, okay. Was he confused? Because we are. So we've got a meeting down there between the two umpires. Touched. It must have been off the boot, Bobby.
It has to be touched off the boot.
Wow.
There's no way no one's touched on the line. So.
It's just a remarkable turn of events here down on the line at the Pier Street end.
So it's a minor score. And it's a 51-32 game. The Dogs in front. Myrtleford trying to roll the dice and play some attacking footy at the 5-minute mark. A man's down. I reckon it's Curtis. He's a bit ginger to get up. Umpire calls for a stoppage, Bobby J.
Yeah, the old warrior. He's run into some brick walls today, Curtis. So he's trying really hard for his team to get some momentum from that back half.
Doing a good job. He's Bobby Jackson across half back. Nice work from the Alpine Saints. They want to bring the ball inboard to Beatty. Beatty sells a bit of candy. Tries to find Colagero. Missed his target. Whistle free kick. Umpire calls for a stoppage. We'll throw it up. Now, this game, I reckon Myrtleford just don't need to roll the dice as much as what they are. They just got to play an attacking brand, but maybe not take as many risks. You've got to maintain the footy a bit cleaner. Another repeat stoppage. How many today, Bobby?
That's 83.
I reckon we'll get the ton here. Normally takes a bit quick, not as long to get a ton when Bobby's batting, but that's okay. We'll be hearing on 200 by now. Jorgensen on the left, inside 50. Spiteri got a good bounce. Diesel Beatty defends well. Has to get rid of this one. He does. Shakes and bakes off a couple. Kicks long down the line, but Soroczynski's there for the Dogs.
Here comes Matt, and he loads it up and he sends it in. Now, where's Burke? Look at that. He got up high again. Miller around the shoulder, and he'll take the free kick. Yep. This could be the sealer, Bobby.
That was the old lift the arm up and get it around the neck sort of scenario there by Miller. He's a clever player, Lukey, isn't he? He's really done some clever things this second half, and he's smart with his body when he's in the contest, and he knows where the space is around him. And that was another clever little piece of play where he brought the free kick on and got it for a high tackle. So he's 15 metres out in front. This should be put down the glasses type scenario, Luke.
This to take it back out to 25, and you'd think this would get the Doggies home. He kicks it, Tom Miller. That's a double for him. And the maroon and white might be home here at the kennel.
Yeah, good finish. He's been important this second half, Tommy Miller, to get the Wodonga Bulldogs a bit of a target, another target up forward, and they needed it after half time. There was a lot of scrap fest in that first half, but he's really come to the fore and had some really important touches. And as Luke said, he's kicked 2 goals in the second half, which is goals are hard to come by on a day like today, and he's been a shining light in that second half down the forward.
He's a great role player for the Bulldogs, is Tommy Miller. He always pops up with his goal or two. It's 57 plays 32 here on O&M Live. It's a 25-point ball game favouring the Bulldogs. The Saints need to kick the next 6, I reckon. Ball at the back of the contest by Maraka. Shoves it backwards. Diesel Beatty at the centre half back position. Getting tunnelled there was Tenardi. Nice handball. Getting it back to him. Shot on goal. I reckon it's come from Pethybridge, who's worked his way up the ground and he's missed to the left-hand side. So I reckon Funky's got the magnets out here. And Zach Pethybridge kicks a minor scored. 4-goal ball game as Andrews kicks in from full back. Centimetre perfect to Yelland.
Yeah, it's a fantastic kick, and Jack goes right out wide to Miller. So here's Tom. Kick the last major into the pocket of Spiteri, who takes the mark, Noah. So he's probably 50 out, Bobby. Tightest of angles, Pierce Street end.
Fantastic move in the footy. The kick in from Liam Andrews was absolutely perfect. 50-metre bullet to the centre of the ground and then just worked the angles beautifully out to Tom Miller, who's had a real impact on the game this second half, and the delivery to Noah Spiteri, who's having his 9th shot on goal today. So he's due for one, Noah, and all the best, son.
Here he comes. No, he's gone with a long kick. It's going just across the face.
Stays in.
Still in play. So play goes on. Cassidy trying to keep control of the foot. He gets spun around. Koss has got him. Brings him to the deck. Ball's gone out of bounds here. So we'll actually have a boundary throw-in. So 8-10-58 plays 4-9-33. 58 plays 33. Doggies up thanks to border switchboard.
That's actually a better result where the throw-in gets the ball out front and centre of the goals, whereas there would have been an easy knock through there where the ball up would have been.
Boundary throw-in comes back into play. Shallow went through the hands of Burke. Umpire says, have another crack at that one, young fella. We'll throw it back into play once again. The Bulldogs have set a nice wall up here behind the play to mop up the dump kick if it comes. Inside, defensive 50. Tap was one down by Smith. The Alpine Saints have numbers. They're just going to try and grubber this one away. Sharp's got some work to do. Set upon immediately by Mimo, and it's a free kick to Jake, the former coach of the Alpine Saints and the Ovens and Murray interleague coach from last week, Jake Sharp. Chipping kick into the path of Tenardi, who's running away at centre half back. On the right boot, kicks to a 2-on-1, trying to find a target, bringing it front and square. The back of the contest, well done by Morrison, who got there late. And as Andrews, who intervened as well. And I'll tell you what, boys, Tenardi is here, there and everywhere at the moment for the Alpine Saints. Boundary throw-in, true centre wing broadcast side.
Gus McLeod for the Northo Hotel. Bob Jackson for 40 weeks. This is O&M Live on Edge FM 102.1. At John Florival Martin Park on a Saturday afternoon. 58 plays 33. So the Doggies well up in the final term. Still got a bit to go, though. We've gone 10.5 for Mackers. Now coming out of this ball was Sharp. That was Brady. Burke got swung around. There's Jake Bradshaw going back for it. Munro right after him. Boundary umpire calls for it. We're going to have a boundary throw in. Bobby, what's your best thanks to 40 Winks?
Well, best at the moment is probably, I'm looking at inside 50s. Wodonga's getting a lot of ball inside their forward 50. They're 6-2 early doors this last quarter. They're looking to nail this one shut.
Final turn for Tyre Power. And so many numbers around the ball here. Have a look at this. Here's Del Bosco. Gee, that's a good kick to McCarroll, who makes it in front of Crothers.
You almost swallowed that, Luke.
Sainers with the ball on half-back, Gussie.
Inboard, 2-on-1. Nice use of the body. Mark's being taken. Curtis wheels and goes. Not the best kick, but it works out okay. Collegiero goes by hand to Calvin. Inside 50, Sharp. Riley, get the man some grippo. He's dropped a couple of dollies today. He's set upon at 45 for a restart. We'll ball it up inside 50 for Myrtleford.
He thought he had a free kick there. He thought he had the free kick for high contact, which he was probably right. There was late contact there high, but umpire didn't see it.
Up goes the ball. Tap one down by Cossa. Inside 50 now. It goes via Collegiero. Nice work from Reachman. Sharp wants to throw it on the boot. Top of the goal square. Intercepted nicely. Wasn't on the same page as Jackson, Brody Riccardi, I should say. Was Riley Sharp. Now Andrews. Inboard. Johnson, I should say. And the Dogs have it at centre half back.
Yes, they do. Here's Tom O'Sullivan. And he's about to come to Yelland. Jack, he's played a very serviceable game today for the Maroon and White. To Wilson. In front of Munro. 58 plays 33. Dogs lead over the Saints. Mimo, he's been fantastic. Jake Sharp is going to man the mark here. Cade has got a couple of free doggies back in the middle. On to Johnson. Last turn for Tyre Power. Gus McLeod will give us an update from Bunton Park shortly. We heard that Josh Murphy had 9. Here's
11.
Jake Bradshaw going for home. Look at that. On the left foot. Doggies are home at Martin Park. Woof.
Woof.
Woof. Fantastic play there. The boys, the Wodonga boys centred that footy through Tom Johnson and a beautiful left foot pass. And Jake Bradshaw, that was a magnificent 50 finish out on the 50 arc. He took the ball 70 metres out, ran his full quota, and just it was a magnificent finish left foot on the run.
Well done, Bobby Jackson. Thanks to 40 Wings.
I'm trying very hard.
Oh, look, you've been fantastic.
64 to 33 here on O&M Live. We've had 13 goals kicked here, and Josh Murphy's kicked 12 at Bunton off his own boot.
12. Wow.
64 plays 33. That reads a 31-point lead here to Wodonga, and I reckon she's curtains, boys, to put it nicely.
Yep.
At the 14-minute mark, as the ball's in dispute, back in the guts once again. Wilson breaks away. Did he get a kick away? Umpire said yes. Handball over the top in the middle of the ground. Defensive pressure from Collegiero is okay, but the Bulldogs kick up the centre half forward. Nice contest from Ferguson, brought it front and square. Munro nutmegged himself, lost his footing. Mimo dived on it, dragged it in, fed it out to Jorgensen, who runs into traffic on the edge of the centre square and will ball it up with the umpire. Warwick Henderson coming in saying, give it here, boys, we'll throw it up.
Warwick Henderson.
The whiz. Nice ruck work from Nugent. Put him in the best today for mine. Munro, long down the line. Oh, Tommy Johnson.
This guy's been good too. He's
been
really
super.
good.
Takes a mark out in front of Big Sharp, and he finds the left boot, hugging the boundary line to Noah Bradshaw. He's 40 winks. Thank you, Bob.
Noah Bradshaw for 40 winks is 20 touches for the day. Serviceable by Noah.
Here's Noah, and he pops it up inside 50. Wanted Spiteri to lead at it, which he did. And now the ball's at ground level, umpire to take control. So I think it's fair to say it's been a dog of a day for the Saints.
Oh, dearie me.
With Wodonga just too good. They've just shut them down and they just haven't been able to get their run going, the Saints. And finishing has been really hard. And in fairness, I suppose, for both teams, particularly in the first half. But right now it's 64 to 33. 64 to 33. Wodonga up. Okay, so here is Calvin on to East. Caligiero coming off half-back. Handballs in to Tenardi. And then Mitch trying to find another Sater. He's going to play on here and work it towards the middle. So nice work in the end to Declan Brand. They're getting some run on the pill here as he goes to true centre half forward.
Good
nice
mark.
work from McCarroll to work his way to the front. Now, can he finish off here? This is Harry. He's 50 out, Bobby. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's every bit of chance. He's a nice, strapping young man. That was well done. He was 1 against 2, and he's worked his way to the front of the contest. And you heard Gus in the background say that was a good mark, and he was right. That was a very good contested mark by this young fella.
Rightio, Harry. Let's see if he can put this one through. And a pretty lean day for the Saints. That's a beautiful kick. Oh, it's hit the post. Struck it very nicely.
That was a good kick of the footy. That was halfway up.
Yeah, steered it into the woodwork.
16 minutes gone. Hasn't been the Saints' day today. They're going to move themselves to 4 and 3. They'll lose their mantle as the third-ranked side, and the Dogs, I reckon they'll sneak their way into the 5 here. Greenhill feeds it back out wide. Burke long down the line. Miller out in front. Went the chest mark, but he'll gather his own crumbs. Finds a bit of space. Takes a bounce. Handball trying to find Greenhill. Cossa got wrong-footed. Wilson comes through with pace. Burns a teammate, then goes to him. O'Sullivan gives it back in the 1-2. Wilson with a bit of a dinky one, trying to find Winter Irving. Wilson just needs to kick it. He's done it all. Off a standing step into the pocket. He's got Jorgensen with more time. Standing, kicking, goaling. Game over. 70 to 34. The Dogs are home. They're going to march their way into the top 5. The Doggies have broken away here on O&M Live.
That was the longest, hardest working goal assist I've ever seen.
Really?
By by Wilson.
Bob Jackson.
He's had 15 touches and ran 13 kilometres in that passage of play just to get Adam Jorgensen a shot on goal, and he finished off the good work. As you said, Matty Wilson, he's done everything in that passage of play but finished off the goal. He's a quality player, and he's lifted in this last quarter. He's had 6 for 40 winks in this last quarter alone.
Yeah, he was sensational last year, Matt Wilson. And again, he's starting to regather that form of 24.
He's fit.
He is. 10-10-70, plays 4-10-34. That's right, the Saints 4-10-34. Petherbridge. Now this ball bobs out to Capillari. Off to Calagero. Bowen, short. Gee, that's a good kick to Matt Munro. One chance at it and dropped it. Back to Bowen. And then he goes with a low ball inside 50. McCarroll had another shot at it. Along the ground, gets taken down by Stevens. Munro left foot, just gets one towards the goal square. Sharp going back here. He'll be about to pick it up, can he? No, he's fallen over. Doggies all over him in the pocket. And we'll have a stoppage. What number is that one, Bobby?
That is 89 for 40 winks for the day.
Crazy.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stove, 68-61, 8-13 to 10-8. Lavington lead. Wangaratta.
Well.
Oh, yes.
We've got a free kick here for a high. I reckon it's going to go the way of Myrtleford. It is, and it's going to be... Who's got it? Sharp's got it. I reckon it's Jake. Jake's got it in the pocket, and he's going to go the left. He's going to snap this one at the hospital end on the left to try and bring the margin back to 30. Jake kicks it high, kicks it wide.
High, all right.
Kicks it out of bounds on the full. Struck the fat side of the ball, did Jake? That one won't trouble the scorers. 4-10-34, 10-10-70. That kick just about sums up today.
It's kept the fellas in front of the tinny bar nice and excited anyway. The plenty of advice flowing over the fence there in front of the social part of the ground here at Martin Park.
Lukey's just speechless there. He's just completely and utterly stunned by what he's witnessing.
He's bust me, Gus McLeod.
You're not actually going to miss much because I reckon he played off his line.
I sat back so you could see it.
We've got a reversal here.
Hey.
Tell you what, Brett Doswell is not overly happy with the officiating there from the umpires. Yeah, Dozzie's not overly stoked about that.
Mate, the game's over.
Dozzie's not a massive fan of umpires the best of the time.
Nah. So to break down what happened there amongst that schmozzle, it was a free kick to Wodonga. Out of bounds on the full. He played on, and guess where he was, Lukey? He was already out of bounds.
Smith, big fist out. Greenhill to Wilson. Swings it around his body. O'Sullivan. Oh, well done by Tom. Gets one out to Noah Bradshaw. Short one to Yellen. Now he's going to kick it down the line. Let's see. Spiteri in a one-on-one. Nice work from Calvin. He's got Brent on. He's going to go more direct here. Squares one up to Capillari. Saints on the move. Gets it on to Damon Harrington. This is some of the best footy they've played all day, but it's too late. Out the back it goes, turned over. Andrews takes the mark and he comes away for the Doggies.
He certainly does. Long down the line, trying to find Sorochinski, who wants to come inboard. Options are limited, so he retreats via hands and he finds a teammate. The captain in Morrison, who's been solid today. Back to Sorochinski, lost his footing, but breaks away with pace and speed and poise inside 50. Out towards Spiteri. He got absolutely ragdolled like Luke Francis at the pub at Turvey Park on a Friday night.
Oh dear.
Any night.
Thrown out of the front of the establishment. That's what happened to Noah Spiteri. He was manhandled. And he'll go back and have a shot. Looking to kick his third, and I've got him down for 2 goals, 6.
I've got him for 2 goals, 7.
Right, well, there's limited real estate left in my scoring book here to add behinds. But Spitzy will have a shot from 45.
And I've been to the Turvey Tavern. It's any night you can get thrown out, not just on a Friday night.
Well, I do my best work at the locker room on a Friday. Lukey goes to the Turvey. Spiteri, high up and under, doesn't have the distance, through fingertips, another minor score. 10-11, 4-10, Bulldogs in front. Bought a switchboard scoreboard. 21 minutes gone. 4 minutes into the game. Luke Francis calling the football.
I just found something out about myself I didn't know.
Which is?
Calagero, I drink of the Turvey. Extraordinary. There's Burke. 70 out, Pier Street end. And he's about to launch it in here, and there he goes to the pocket. He's got a free man down there. Spiteri over the back, Mimo right foot. Curls one around his body. Jet Cassidy at the back just nudges his opponent under the ball, and he takes the mark.
Around the grounds, Evolution Roofing, Cora Rutherglen are coming home like a steam train. They've kicked the last 5 goals and trail by 18 points. 14 minutes gone in the last quarter. They were down by 45, Lukey.
Jet Cassidy here will swing this around on the left foot, Gus, and I'd say he will put this through. He's just got to avoid the post.
Oh, no.
And he's blown it. It's gone right across the face into the hands of East.
I know we like keeping vision and, maintaining keepsakes, but I reckon if we lost the file for today's game, no one would be too fussed. Burke from 55 for the Dogs wants to go to the top of the goal square. Nice work from Beatty, brought it front and square. Now the Bulldogs burning away here. There's going to be a shot on goal. No, it's not. It's a handball to O'Sullivan. There's a bit of icing on the cake delivered by the Wodonga Bulldogs, Mrs. Beatty. And it's served up there by O'Sullivan, who kicks his second. And the Bulldogs are just running rampant away here, boys.
He's been outstanding today, Tommy O'Sullivan, along with Matty Wilson. They've been the two chief ball movers for the Wodonga Bulldogs, and he's going to be close to... it's going to be interesting one to pick out of him and Matty Wilson in regards to the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. So I might need some help there, boys, on my way out in regards to selecting that, but Tommy O'Sullivan's definitely in the conversation.
Can I put a vote in
Christine?
for Cade Memo?
You can put a vote in.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's heard or not, it's a different story, Luke. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Cossa over the top. Del Bosco after it now. Here's Noah Bradshaw. Picks it up from the contest and gets it back to Tom O'Sullivan. On to Bradshaw again. Trying to get around Calvini did, but not around Damon Harrington. He's brought to ground. Damon to take the pill here. Defensive 50, 40 out from their own goal. Maracca wants it on the broadcast side. Damon doesn't like that option. He's going straight to the heart of John Flower Oval. Cossa takes the mark and he caught one in the eye. Plays on now to Calagero. Short ball to Pethy-Bridge. He's gone forward in the final term. Left foot. Sends it into Sharp. Gee, that was a good kick. Sharp, one bite at it. Comes to ground level. Ball on the turf. And we're going to have another stoppage. 77 plays 34. Wodonga up over Myrtleford in the final term.
How good was the captain there, Charlie Morrison, backing back as hard as he possibly can to force a 2-on-1 contest there and spoiled the mark beautifully from the front position. He's a leader of the highest quality.
He certainly is. Nugent, great tap. Bradshaw now. Wilson for the Dogs. The big players stepping up here for the maroon and white. Breaking away in front of his own advantage there is the pole. And O'Sullivan gathers. He's losing his footing here. Coming off the ground was Cassidy. In front of him there is Diesel. And I tell you what, the big maroon pole here, I reckon that's been number one today in terms of wreaking havoc, Lukey.
Yeah.
It's hard to dodge the big maroon pole about 4 centimetres from our broadcast position. Boundary throw in right in front of us and the maroon pole. Nugent won the tap, hacked it forward. Retreating here are the Alpine Saints onto Calagero. Dangerous looking ball, trying to come back in board to Harrington. He was dispossessed. Well done, Mimo. Handballs forward. Over the football here is Bradshaw. That was Jake, and the umpire said you go on holding the ball. Free kick to the tricolours. Damon Harrington has it at half back.
Siren must be very close. Gone 25 for Maccas in the final term. Here's Miller. Going after it now at ground level. Scoops it up and goes to Noah Bradshaw, who's been so good. Out wide to Wilson, so those two will figure prominently in the End-Time Fitness Player of the Day on 102.1 Edge FM. This is O&M Live as they go to Jake Bradshaw. Now, he's got Jet Cassidy on in the pocket. Winner Irving leads now. He's going to go to Kyle, just in front of him now. He's got to work hard down at bootlace level. Ferguson swings him round. Wilson trying to pick it up off the turf. Capillari's got him. What a great battle that was. And the umpire to take it. 40 out from goal here at the Pierce Street end. Bobby?
He's been super, Matty Wilson, today. Absolutely super. He just, it was a 60-metre effort there defensively, and then he turned it into offence. So he's a great player.
Lavington lead Wangaratta by 16 points at the 19-minute mark. Looks like we're going to have a couple of upsets today. Ruben Burke burrows his way through, handballs forward. Munro tries to keep it alive for the Alpine Saints. Siren sounds. 77-34, 11-11 to 4-10. The Wodonga Bulldogs have been superb today. Myrtleford didn't really get out of first gear. And the Bulldogs salute to move to 4-3 in season 2025. Saluting by 77-34. Beautifully called by Luke Francis on O&M Live. Bob Jackson's going to make his way boundary side. Catch up with our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. The Dogs by 43, Lukey.
They just choked them today, Gussie. So they tightened the dog colour, really choked them down. Plenty of stoppages in that game, and the Dogs just had it on their terms. from siren to siren. So we must say the first half was pretty uninspiring. Opened up in the second half a little, not a lot of scoring, but in the end, 77 to 34, 11-11, 77 to 4-10-34. And the Doggies pick up the points here. So they take it now to 4-3 in season 2025. Right here in round 7. So Bob Jackson is out on the turf at the moment. He'll search for Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Where's he going to go, Gus? Where's he going to go? Big
well,
Bobby.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I can't see him.
He'll be out there somewhere. I reckon Tommy O'Sullivan was pretty good. He'll be hard to beat, as was Matt Wilson. They're probably the two I'd be looking for. But that's why we give the job to Bobby J. He's the best in the business. It's his job. He's down there amongst the people.
And
he's roping one in, and I reckon he's gone for the man who dominated for Interleague last week.
I've got another one, boys.
Our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Tom O'Sullivan's with Bob Jackson.
Tommy, it was a tough first half of footy, but a little skirmish or a little couple of late goals in that first half starting to fire you blokes up at half time.
Yeah, there was a bit of feeling in it late in that second half there. I think it did get us going, definitely. We just backed ourselves into the contest and to beat them on the spread away from that, and I think we did that pretty well all day.
Speaking of the spread, yourself and young Noah Bradshaw and Matty Wilson, you dominated today on the stat sheet. Yeah, a lot of spread, as you said. You've always had a lot of responsibility in that area.
Yeah, we're starting to build a good connection in there between all the boys who go in there, Jack Yelland as well, between that inside-outside, and we seem to start to really work out where we're all going and how to use each other best.
I thought Zachy Nugent was huge in that first half, and it really set up for you guys. And then he held his own in that second half as well. So you boys are starting to get a really good connection with a good ruckman as well.
Yeah, 100%. We really appreciate what Zachy does in there. You know, he's undersized most weeks, but he works so hard, and he was tough all day today.
So that takes you to 4-3. You boys are starting to get a little bit of a roll on, heading towards the halfway mark. You boys are happy with the way you're going about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're really starting to build that connection now, and it's going to hold us in good stead going forward. A couple more important games in the next few weeks.
Well done, Tommy. Fantastic game today, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Tom O'Sullivan from the Wodonga Bulldogs, of course. He's really starting to find his feet in the engine room, Lukey. It was one of our scorecard questions. Is this man needed to play more midfield minutes? The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, Gussie, and you gave a high score. So at the beginning of the year, of course, he was playing on the wing and across half-back. They threw him into the coalface, into the engine room, and hasn't he gone to work? He has been wonderful. So, again, so good in that rep game last week, and today at Martin Park. He's had a great 7 days.
Around the grounds, Evolution Roofing, Corowa Rutherglen have stormed home.
They haven't
still
won.
they're at a 21-minute mark, and they're within 7 points of the Rovers. So I tell you what, it's getting very squeaky down there at the Finlay. But Bobby J is going to bring us the song. And, well, Lukey, I think we're going to have some attention a little bit further north than what the Rovers going to do. But here's the song. The Doggies by 43. Gusto in that one from the Bulldogs. 11-11, 77 to 4-10, 34. We'll take a break here on O&M Live and dissect the big game of footy and a big round 7.
Oh, yes.
On O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
You will not.
It's extraordinary.
It's extraordinary.
You've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid.
Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.